Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. I can't even bring myself to start talking about channels without getting into story time and telling everybody how sweet the sound of that song is after days of being all but completely disconnected. We had trouble with our stream and had to move things around. We had to miss one and everything else for internet troubles. We have a lot of brownouts in our area of Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. And I believe that wreaks havoc on the electronics, like our modems and routers. We've been through, I think this is the 4th time in the last 10 years, but it could be the 5th. And we just got that sorted out literally hours ago. So I'm very excited to be back finally. And thank you everybody for your patience and thanks for being here. The very first channel that we're looking at today is Nesha Antoinette, and this is somebody who makes frequent appearances here in the Tuber Chat family, a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter to say the least. They bring a bit of variety on their channel. They let us know from their banner they're going to bring beauty, fashion, as well as inspiration and home ideas. I'm assuming that would mean more like interior decorating than anything else, but this creator has also gotten involved in Vlogtober. We see cooking videos on the channel, and I'm assuming that inspiration comes along with motivation. But Nesha Antoinette's been a friend for quite some time. I've lost track of how long they've been with us, if it's already a couple of years, or I might be getting ahead of myself. But hopefully everybody will connect with her so that you can get some of that support coming back to you as well. She is at 1,350 or so subscribers right this second. We'd love to push her towards the 1,400 we know she must be thinking about. She's got a new video from a couple weeks ago. I'm going to put this into my catch-up playlist, and it's a fun name for a playlist that I use to keep or get caught up with creators. We call it the catch-up list here, and literally playlists can be used for that purpose or many others. It's a great tool for keeping up with creators. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 1,400, 2,500, one at 29,000 views, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel as well. So she's just on a couple of days ago. It's been about a month since I've caught her, but hopefully I'll catch her for another live stream again soon. We got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch each other's content as often as possible. I see Oki's Eden came in and dropped a super chat. They've done that many times before. We'll put their channel up on the screen right away. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. So we'll put Greenland Quilter Katie up right after the channel she wants to promote here, which is another dear friend. Vintage Style by Joe is with us for probably every live stream as well. So we'll get those together. I've got quite a few names on the wheel already. Of course, Scratch and PPA and Canadian Family Life are up at the top as beloved and dedicated moderators here. Michael's Adventures has a premiere. He will run at 8 o'clock right after Tuber Chat, 8 o'clock Eastern, and we will raid in there. It gives us an extra half hour to continue connecting the same way we do here. I see Matt and Mouse, some fellow Canadians are here, and I just put PK Adventure Travels and Coker Culture onto the wheel. Jane Litterick, Living Skies Vintage is there. Home by Design with Marilyn was early in the door as usual. I see Jennifer Hayes in the house. M&T Living It. Hooked by Blair. We're all early. Amy Loses It is If You Seek Amy K. This creator has 2 different channels. And then Hunting and Stuff with J&J. It's good to see you here as well. Amy Loses It is getting added to the list right after Greenland Quilter Katie. And I know she said that things were warming up over there. Well, like I said, I'm in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. Things got cold for a few days, and then we got back up to 8, 9, 10, 11 degrees Celsius. That would be about 52, is that right? And then we love autumn. Kristen Walton and I both love autumn. We actually took the opportunity, sort of, not having internet for a few days there. We celebrated 10 years together, if you could believe that. 10 years on November the 3rd. So we got to disconnect, let's say, for a little while. Not that I'm a huge fan of that, you know, when we go overboard and say, oh, everybody's got to get off the internet, get outdoors and everything else. I really live, like, in my mind in an imaginary world where everybody could just do whatever they want all the time. I really do wish that for everyone. But I don't mind a few minutes off the internet here and there. I do go squirrely after a day. Whistle Stop Homestead, good to see you in the house. Tiff's Take, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And then, yes, maybe we all reach our target audiences. I'm going to put your channel onto the screen right after Amy loses it. I'm building up a little bit of a list here, but I appreciate that. And we will get moving into our channels in a moment. And Coker Culture, forgive me, I know I've probably already said this, probably already apologized. Forgive me, Coker Culture, I was hoping to get an opportunity to do something for them. If you'd been here for the last 5 years, like Scratch and PPA and Michael's Adventures, you'd be shaking your head because you'd be like, this guy talks about making videos all the time and never makes any videos. I've literally been barking up that tree for years. So I sincerely apologize because I meant to give Coker Culture a community closing on his videos, and it's a cool feature that he's thought of to promote other creators, and it looks like Canadian Family Life is going to be a community closer for the vlog for tomorrow, if I understand that right. So that's really cool. New Horizons Above and Beyond, good to see you in the house as well. For the Confident Quilter, Gladys L. Paul, Greenland Quilter, Katie's dropping another super chat. I'll put that channel up right after Vintage Style by Joe in another moment here. And forgive me while I mix in and out of story time while we get our act together with chat. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody. It's me, Alec, is a longtime enthusiastic friend. And I will appreciate any shares today. Usually I try not to hammer that stuff too hard here because everybody helps as much as they can already. But just as a reminder, because we were off for a few days and people will be confused and, you know, is this guy doing a stream or isn't he? And we rescheduled them and everything. All about the alternative. Good to see you in the house again. Thank you for coming in. In between moving, oh my dear goodness, yes, the beginning of the month is a big time for that. I promise you. I know I've done a handful of that. And yeah, Mad Mouse. Let's pretend I'm new. What's a community closer? That's a feature on Coker Culture's channel. So I'll direct everybody over there, but it is a cool idea. What they've done is given an opportunity for everybody that wants to be promoted to talk about their channel in a video that you'll send over to Coker Culture, and then he'll put it in towards the end of a video. But I'll leave it to that channel to do a better job of explaining. That's my elevator pitch for the idea, but it is a cool idea. Anything anybody can do to promote other channels, I think, is a wonderful idea, and it's not just because we do that here. I think we all agree that the more we do for each other, the more we know is going to come back to us. Controversial Cruising is a perfect example. The whole reason Scott grows so fast and so strong is because he's always collaborating with other creators and promoting other channels. So, Vintage Style by Joe has a video for me to specifically have a look at. So I'm going to look at that because she's going to be, I think, the next channel that we're going to look at. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Just Jason Keto is also in the house, and forgive me for not mentioning that earlier. I know he's been here from long before the beginning. I'll try to start stepping on it for today. And Oki's Eden is the channel we're talking about right now. So this is another creator who's with us for pretty much every stream lately. I certainly do appreciate that. They came in and dropped a super chat right at the beginning. And I know I keep saying it, but we put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. And then we'll get back to spinning the wheel like we always do. One more thing, it's distracting to me, but forgive my camera. I had to change the whole setup the other day right before the internet took flip out and everything else. So I will get things back to a more normal look. I don't like the look of the whole like right up in your face kind of thing, but I'll move things around. I'm experimenting with different cameras and things. And then Just Jason Keto will be likely making a better meal decision than I would when it comes to dinner. And thank you, Scratch and PPA, for posting that. I forgot to do all the shares. I asked everybody for their shares, and then I forgot to do them myself. Maybe we'll do that on screen in another couple of minutes, and I'll show you what on earth I'm talking about sharing on other social networks and things like that. Oki's Eden, up on the screen right now, is a channel I'm still getting to know, but they've actually been with us for a little while. I should probably do a better job with this channel by now, but organic gardening for beginners and farm to table cooking, as well as rescue dog life, and then some dad jokes, some do-it-yourself videos. And this creator is out there supporting others all the time as well. I run into them regularly. Forgive me, I'm sure I'm going to be behind with everybody. And my excuse, of course, is being limited with internet. Not off the internet, but limited with internet over the last few days. Tried to tether, but it's not strong enough for live streaming. Unfortunately, just where we are. We live in a corner of Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. So it's not like we're right in the heart of the city or anything. Timmy the Racing Channel, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. I'm just going to grab their latest super creamy chili mac and cheese with no bake. That's interesting. In a crock pot, which is my favorite thing so far. I'm starting to really like the air fryer. I know many years ago it was a big thing. Everybody's doing air fryer recipe videos. I know people continue that today, but it seemed right around the time we started Tuber Chat, all the reviews were coming out of air fryers, and it seemed like they were all fairly new to everybody. Like it seemed to be a new thing. So, yeah, I still have to look at an Instant Pot. Jason's broken that out on his channel. And then we have an air fryer. We use it. I think I like that better than the microwave. I really don't use a microwave very much. Oki's Eden, 814 subscribers. We'd love to push them towards the 900 they're thinking about. When we look at shorts on this channel, they've gotten into 4,300 views on one, 6,000 on another, which is great to see. And I know I've pointed this out a million times, but when you're on a channel page, at least on desktop, and then you go to the Shorts tab and you look at the popular area, you will see that sometimes the videos are out of order. Why do we have one at 1,700 here, one at 3,700 here, one at 2,900 here? It doesn't make sense. They should be in order. But the reason why is because some of these videos are still getting a substantial amount of views and they haven't calmed down in the algorithm yet, which is great to know. Oki's Eden as well is doing a lot of live streaming. So they were just on a couple of hours ago. It's been a few weeks since I've caught them, but hopefully I'll catch you for another one soon. They mix these up a little bit. They're usually on a few times a week here, as you can see. So we've got notification bells on for every single channel, and hopefully everybody will connect with Oki's Eden, do the same. And like I said, they're another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. But thank you for another super chat, because they've done that I don't know how countless times already, and I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Yeah, all about the alternative. You're likely right about the slow cooker recipes. I love the thing. I don't break it out as much as I think I'm going to. I always think I'm going to make more than like 3 or 4 things a year. And it's time right now. I usually start doing that like in the fall. I'd like to think I spend more time in the kitchen than I actually do, but I feel like I'm almost never in there. Kristen does 99% of the cooking in the house. But when I do break it out, I do a not too terrible chili. Lasagna is a different thing, not for the slow cooker. I finally started making soups a year or two ago, I think it was. I look forward to that, but I just don't make the time, but maybe soon. Living Large with L Crew, a vlogger in the truest sense of the word. And then the the Fragrance Fairy. Good to see you in the house again. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And then Greenland Quilter Katie dropped a super chat so that we would look at another channel. She actually dropped a couple. We'll look at another channel as well, if that makes any sense. New air fryers coming out every week. More features, says Just Jason Keto. And he actually has a review of what I consider a special one, because I hadn't seen one that's like a big but one drawer air fryer before. Ours is a Ninja one that has 2, right? So you can do 2 things at the same time. Kind of cool. We use it. You know, if you want to do wings and fries or something, you can do all that at the same time, which I think is a miracle. Like, you know, if I was to look back in the 80s or 90s, that would one day be possible in something that doesn't overheat the kitchen. But Jason's got one you could do a whole pizza in, which is like out of control. Miss TikTok Girl Mixed Vlogs, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. Fuzzy Adventures and More is still in the house. Simply Jan Homestead, good to have you here as well. And again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Life Between Worlds, pardon me, I was going to miss you there for a second, but they're a member. I'm going to put them on the wheel. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And Vintage Style by Joe mentioned the idea that she's got a new video that I will find particularly interesting, and I'll show you the reason why. Now, Vintage Style by Joe is somebody who's been with us for quite some time now. I'm sure it's not been a year, but it's been many, many, many months. I can probably look back here and try to figure that out. And forgive me if I'm mistaken, of course. Vintage Style by Joe has been incredibly supportive. 7 months ago, so we're getting on a year. And what I had found on this channel more than anything else is she is doing things like quilting and other ideas when it comes to sewing, crafting, with fabrics and materials and things like that. But she tends to use scraps a lot of the time. And it's interesting because things that otherwise would have been thrown away or passed on, she is turning into beautiful, vibrant, colorful things that can really dress up a home. And it's funny because I joke about these thumbnails, but she's got one here like "Scraps are not my boss," right? I've mentioned it so many times on this channel, but she actually does much more. She got a real jump on a lot of Christmas content a while ago and some autumn content before the season really started. And this is a video right here that we were talking about, and let me pop this video up. I'm pretty sure this is the one. Is that, yeah, that's the one, right? Yeah, look at this beautiful pillow. So I've gone on about this. I just made a really big deal about this because, you know, I talk fast and everything else, but I think this is incredibly creative. Beautiful. This is the kind of thing that makes me wish I owned a cabin so that I could put this in. And I hope you take that as a compliment. I know I've said that before, Vintage Style by Joe, but it's really for everybody else's benefit the way I'm putting it right now. But to say, I think this would just look beautifully or work beautifully in something like that. But you see how like she's gone beyond traditional things like squares or diamonds that somebody like me might identify with right away when it comes to the idea of a quilt. But getting into other shapes like triangles and things like that. And it's funny to look at something like this, and I've done a tiny amount of sewing in my life. So I look at something like this and I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but very creative. But when you start to think about how many pieces of fabric or materials of different types are used to make this, how many triangles do you have to cut out before you even start? So that's an idea. And then, There was another one here, this one here, the Christmas quilt. 500 pieces, I think she said, was in this, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken about that. I forget which one is which now. And pardon me, it's just because I've been off for a few days and now I'm rusty again. But this is another one. So this looks very different. Another beautiful pillow that's done in a very different style. And this is really interesting because she's got... yeah, I'm assuming you've made the fabric for the pillow and then put the other elements on top of it. But that's another very cool Christmas themed idea. I'll give the thumbs up here. And I'll put the video in my catch-up list. And that will give me a chance to watch that video after the stream today. So lots of this kind of creativity on the channel, and then shorts over here have gotten into 2700, 2600 on another one here. A little bit of variety in these, but mostly at the crafting desk or crafting table. And then many times I've caught her for live streams like the other day. She does a great job of keeping up with the chat while she's creating different things. And once a month she does a special live stream to benefit local animal rescue shelters, if that makes any sense the way I'm putting it. But you get the idea, and I've caught her for at least one of those as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Vintage Style by Joe, another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And Greenland Quilter Katie wanted us to look at her channel right away. The Groves Bargain Emporium Steph is doing the same thing right now and dropping a super chat so that we will look at Dawn's channel. That's another mutual friend. So I'm sure she will appreciate the promotion. And thank you, the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph. Kyle Vlogs, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Keisha H is here. Coroni ED, good to see you in the house. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's good to have you here. I feel like you might have been here once before, and forgive me if I'm wrong. Ace Flaw 1, Andy, has been with me for probably 6 years, since before I even started this channel. And the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph has kept that silver membership going, so thank you for that. That means that we see her channel every single day, and the slides that run at the beginning, middle, and end of every live stream, whether or not she's here, even though she's here for almost every stream. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And thank you, Greenland Quilter Katie. Yeah, she's actually been with us for a little while longer, and almost a year of membership, so I certainly do appreciate that as well. And then, yeah, hopefully everybody gives the thumbs up to those super chats on everybody's channel and things like that. We got to do everything we can for each other, right? Every single thing. And then A Simple Family Lifestyle is in the house. They got another account as well. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. So again, Greenland Quilter Katie dropped another super chat so that we would look at the Confident Quilter, Gladys L. Paul. And it's interesting because we got a lot of friends that do a lot of sewing and they do some quilting. And then we've actually got quilting channels that often do a little bit of other things as well. So this is an introduction video. Now, usually we're looking for videos longer than 3 minutes when connecting with a creator, but it'll likely be fine to connect with this. I haven't seen this one yet, so I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. I would have run a live stream replay as the first thing. I think I've caught them. Yeah, it looks like a couple of times, many more than a couple of times for live streams as well, which is great to see, even though it's been a little while, probably a month it looks like. So hopefully I'll catch you for another one. I got the notification bell on. We always put notification bells on for every single channel, of course. And that is in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. We see the Confident Quilter, Gladys L. Paul, is collaborating, which is great to see and great to know because I talked about that earlier. The idea of collaborating with other people is actually probably one of the things you can do for your channel to grow organically, but rapidly. And the reason why I say that is because every time you're featured on somebody else's channel, you are pretty much guaranteed to grab a handful of their most supportive, supporters, if that makes any sense. So good to see this starting. 320 subscribers. We'd love to push them towards the 400 we know that they're thinking about. And thank you again, Greenland Quilter Katie, for the super chat so that we could look at these channels. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Consume the Goodness is in the house. That's Kendra. The Black Widow's Web is also here. And silver membership, pronouncing that, what do you mean? Oh, Kyle Vlogs. I have different levels of memberships here on Tuber Chat. So to be completely transparent, I try not to solicit that stuff, even though I say the words a million times. So I'm sure everybody gets the idea behind all of that without actually, asking and things like that. But most people who've been here many times before see that the channel's doing just fine. We got plenty of that activity. I'm very lucky to be able to work full time, and so I do. So, these are things for everybody to think about. When the idea comes up of memberships, I had said from the very beginning of Tuber Chat, I don't think that link drops help as much as everybody seems to think they do. But I also understand that they might help more than I think they do. I'm not necessarily right, but I just want to let everybody know how much I think about that, or at least my real opinion of that. Because we have a couple of levels of membership. A bronze membership is typical, and it has me putting your channel on the wheel while you're here before everybody else. But then as well, silver memberships, I just run those slides that happen in the middles of the breaks that we take and at the beginning and end of the stream and things like that. And then links are dropped automatically by Nightbot for gold members. But again, I've said from the beginning, I don't think it helps as much as everybody thinks it does, but I could be wrong, and I've been told many times that it helps more than I think it does. So it's just an idea. Michael's Adventures, like I said, is a beloved and dedicated moderator here. And thank you, Kyle Vlogs. So forgive me, I don't mean to get into story time over it. Driving Daily is in the house. Oh, Just Jason Keto. Forgive me for not remembering how many subscribers you have on the second channel, but rating or live redirects on YouTube, I believe, is restricted to 1,000 subscribers. I could be wrong about that. You might just have to be in the partner program, and I could be wrong about that too. For the life of me, we haven't talked about it in a while, and I've forgotten the rules on that. I'll have to look that up, but I think it's 1,000 subscribers. And Greenland Quilter Katie is up on the screen. Like I said, she dropped a couple of super chats, and thank you for that. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. When we look at Greenland Quilter Katie, so we go back and look to a year ago, this creator came into Tuber Chat. It's over a year now. But at the time that she came in, she was putting out a lot of these videos that were giving us beautiful water-based views around Greenland, where we've got mountain views, icebergs, glaciers, and things that people might expect. You see how many of these came out right at that time. It took me a while to understand what was going on here, but she's got a podcast happening that continues today. Last Christmas, she did some shopping videos that were a little bit different for this channel, but a welcome addition is what I mean to say. And then we see that she's continued with her podcast and a little bit of random content as well. When we look at shorts on the channel, we see more of a look around Greenland, and some of these have done extremely well. 2,300, 2,900, 3,100 on some of these, and it's pure variety here, which is great to see. Live streams on the channel as well. So she's live regularly. She's already set up her New Year's Eve live stream, so we'll be looking forward to that. But she's live frequently, usually at least a few times a week. And you can see she's got a lot of friends that are collaborating here, and they're always laughing and having a good time while they're quilting or creating and things like that. So hopefully everybody will connect with Greenland Quilter Katie, obviously an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Thank you again for the super chats. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated always. And then Vay's Place, good to see you in the house. That's another longtime friend. And Anfield Road Layout in the Loft, if I didn't already say hello, then hopefully I am now, if that makes any sense, which it doesn't, but it's good to see you in the chat. And I could be wrong all about that. Pardon me, all about the alternative. So even though we've been doing this for 5 years, and even though I've been on YouTube for about 8 years, I promise you I make as many mistakes as anybody. I've been corrected many times. We've seen a lot of changes over the years. I try to stay up to date on everything, but we hadn't talked about that one thing for a while. But I do remember having some kind of a restriction, and I think it was on our copyright-free music channel where I wasn't able to raid out of that channel, and it could be the 500 subscribers. I could be mistaken. The American Wanderer, good to see you in the house. Stace is here. They're a member, so I'm going to put them on the wheel. And we will start moving a little bit quicker as the stream goes on. Mark the Shark, good to see you in the house. I keep his hat right beside me, always on my desk. He sent over a couple actually, but they're gorgeous. They're embroidered hats and overly generous, to say the least. And then Greenland Quilter Katie, thank you again. It's time for me to get to Amy Loses It. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Yes, and I don't remember how many times I've given this one particular speech, so I'll race through it quickly. But even though I have been here a long time, I certainly never want to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do with their channel. I don't mean for it to sound that way, even though I'm sure it does some of the time. Just because I talk fast and we're racing through ideas in between promoting channels. But the idea really is for us all to share what we have learned and our experiences together so that we can add what we learn from each other to what we already know and what we're going to continue to learn so that we can all make better decisions for our channels and our videos, myself included. I strive to improve and things like that. Cruising Chris M, thank you for the membership. I really do appreciate that. I'm going to put your channel on the wheel right away. We always put members on the wheels as soon as we see them in the chat. We'll get to spinning the wheel shortly, I'm sure. And then what we're going to do right now, though, is talk about a couple of channels. I think the Groves Bargain Emporium gifted a membership earlier as well. So thank you for that, Steph. I didn't mean to take so long in between channels again today. I was off for several days, so you know what it's like. She's been around long enough to have heard me go off on many tangents when it comes to story time. But I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. She's done that kind of thing a million times before. And I really do appreciate that. Rushing Wind Mountain is in the house. That's another friend who's been with us from the beginning. Now, somebody who's a little newer to the channel is Amy Loses It. She's just been with us for what I think is a couple of months now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just barely, right? And Amy Loses It is a channel where this creator's talking about their journey to lose 180 pounds. And they got one of the funniest lines on their banner, like a tagline for the channel that I've seen. Can I lose the weight before I lose my mind? It is a perfect name for a channel. Very well done when it comes to branding. I think it's exactly what it should be. I'm just going to grab the latest video, though. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep joking about, but I use that to keep caught up or get caught up with creators. A couple of shorts here now have started. One at 1,600 views already, which is great to see. And then live streams. Got one coming up tomorrow, so we'll be looking forward to that. And she seems to be on at least once a week. We've got notification bells on for every single channel, of course. Now, this creator has another channel, and it's called If You Seek Amy K. And here she's doing a few different things, actually. And then she gives a lot of information on her About section, though. But you'll get an idea of the variety here. Cruising and travel is a big idea on this channel. And then this creator's posting pretty frequently, usually about once a week over here or more as well. 402 subscribers right now. We'd love to push her towards the 500. We know she's thinking about it. It's an important and exciting milestone in everybody's YouTube journey. Shorts are starting to do well also. 2,000 on a couple of them, 2,300 on another one, which is great to see. And these feature a lot of variety also. And then live stream. So she's done one so far. I'm assuming those will continue. Either way, we put notification bells on for every single channel. And again, that's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. Scotty J Travels, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then your girl Lala, good to have you in the house as well. That's a longtime friend. And Timmy the Racing Channel. Yes, I'm not sure when we're going to do live streams on the copyright-free music channel, but hopefully again soon, because I got to keep those watch hours up. We've slipped quite a bit, but we're at 997 subscribers today. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And then thank you again, Greenland Quilter Katie, for all of the extra love there. Tiff's Take is up on the screen. They dropped a super chat as well. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Tiff's Take has done that before, but this creator actually took over our stream boss position. All in one fell swoop, actually, and then Cruising Chris M just took that over. What I'm talking about is the video game life meter under my camera here. Every Super Chat membership and highlighted milestone message knocks a little bit of life off of that stream boss, and then the last person to knock it out takes over and gets some extra exposure. So that was Tiff's Take for quite a while. Face the Ace, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And then, yeah, Gene Yellow Shirt Dad is around occasionally. It becomes harder and harder for everybody to support each other as we start following more and more channels, right? In the beginning, it's easy. You see some of your friends every day when you start your YouTube journey, or every other day. But then you start following dozens of channels, and it may eventually, if you're spending any time in this chat or anywhere like this, hundreds of channels. And yeah, it becomes much harder to catch each other all the time. But Gene is still here frequently. He's still out supporting other people. I run into him regularly. He's, as far as I know, still doing his dad jokes a couple of times a week. But he's doing a lot more vlogging, or at least outdoor content, if that makes any sense. And then Trish the Natural, good to see you here. Crystal Sparkle, I already got you on the wheel. Thank you for coming back in. Yeah, I had to change my setup. I'm experimenting with cameras. I'm having such a frustrating time with that. But I have this camera. That's why I keep looking up, because I'm so used to looking up to the camera. But I put it down in front of me, and one of these days maybe I'll be able to show everybody. Once at the end of one live stream, and I'll never remember which one now, I did show around behind the scenes look, sort of, at the office I rented last year. But things are different now. And the green screen I'm using, I'm actually not using a green screen right now. There's a feature that was added into Streamlabs desktop where it automatically does the green screen effect no matter what you're doing or where you are. And you can see mine's not adjusted properly, but it you don't have to have the green screen behind you. Face the Ace, I think I said hello. Fairbrick Studio is here. I'm Betty J Gathers. I hope I said hello to you. It took me a while to get you on the wheel, but I did put you on there a while ago. Trista Natural's on the wheel. Crystal Sparkle is thinking about Vlogmas. And it's good to see you back in the chat. She has inspired, actually, I Am Betty J Gathers to do a interview series, even though I Am Betty J Gathers has done tons of those already. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Tiff's take is up on the screen right now. Real talk, real life, real growth. And this creator's got quite a bit of information, both about herself and what to expect on YouTube. Her YouTube journey, sharing a behind the scenes look. And this creator is posting pretty frequently. I can't believe how far behind I am, but I'm going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That's that playlist I use to keep or get caught up with creators. This creator is now working on 1,600 subscribers. We can see she's posting frequently. Not quite daily, but pretty close to it. Shorts on this channel have gotten into... my dear goodness, 191,000 views, 258,000 views, and 239,000 views on some of these, which is interesting to see. Live streams on the channel as well. This creator seems to be on pretty frequently. I think live streams are where the magic is happening over here, several times a week. It's been on the last few days, including today. I've got notification bells on for every single channel. I've actually been... almost out of internet for the last few days. We had to get a new router and everything, so I haven't been able to be on the computer the way I usually am. But as long as everybody's doing as much as we can for each other, everybody will be just fine. We see that, and you hear it in the stories that I tell about all of these channels. And Tiff's Take, thank you for the extra generous support. I really do appreciate that. She's dropped things like super chats many times before, but I really do appreciate that. I know I say it all the time, but it is absolutely unnecessary while very much appreciated. And what we're going to do right now, before we look at the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph and Dawn's channel that she wanted us to see, she dropped a super chat earlier, we're actually going to take a break for 3.5 minutes. And then we'll come right back. Yeah, a new router again, Michael's Adventures. That's no joke. And Kristen was like snapping. She was losing it because they, unfortunately, I won't get into long story time. I'm sure everybody feels when I say it this way, the same way I do about this. But I get so upset when people are lucky enough to be working full-time, because not everybody can, not everybody is able to, and even I was out of work for a few months, which to me seems impossible, but I learned very quickly that it is absolutely possible. So I have for years gotten so angry when people are lucky enough to have a job, let alone a high-paying job, and then not care to do the job. And this is what we were experiencing. We have been through this with this internet service provider in Niagara Falls for like 10 years. And forgive the rant, but I'm sure a few people will be able to relate it at least to their own life or another, kind of story along the same lines. This is literally, Michael's Adventures is not kidding. We are on what I think is our 4th or 5th router or modem. We have a lot of brownouts here or power flickers, and I think that's what the problem is. So I got a UPS, I put it under the router now, and then maybe that will solve the problem, but we're probably going to switch now. We've had enough. They wouldn't answer. They hang up the phone. Kristen was looking for an answer the other day, and I'm not exaggerating when I tell you they were more interested in giving her the phone number to cancel the service than they were in giving her the number to call the right person to get the thing fixed, which had us both like just shaking our heads and furious. But what are you going to do, right? These days we can't be without internet, and unfortunately our phones, as good as they are, I'm on Bell's network, but they're just not strong enough to live stream what we're doing here in our area, I guess. So I appreciate everybody's patience, of course, but that's the long story and rant that goes along with that. But it's no joke. Crystal Sparkle, thank you for the gifted membership. She's done things like that countless times before, and 5 different gifted memberships are out there, and I know all the recipients will be happy to have those. A Simple Family Lifestyle is with us right now, so I'm going to get them on the wheel. We are going to take our break in a few minutes here. And then hopefully I've not missed anybody coming into the stream right now. but I know a Simple Family Lifestyle picked up one of those gifted memberships, so I'm going to put them on the wheel right this second. And things should speed up when we get back from our break. Right before we do that, I'm going to play a clip from our interview series. These are videos on the Superchat channel. I've got another one in the works, another one planned to be filmed. But there are 5 episodes ready to go right now, anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. Extremely informative. All of the guests were asked their opinion about how to get more than 10,000 subscribers on their YouTube channels. What do you think led up to that explosion for your channel?
Well, at first the channel was very slow to start, and then it was around the time I met you.
Yeah.
You know, your channel, it started growing a little bit, and then we got to January of last year. We only had we hit 1,000 subs,
Okay.
and then it was really going slow. In between January to September of 24, we only gained 300 subs.
Oh wow! Yeah.
You know, so it was really slow, but we managed to get our watch hours, so we managed to get monetized, things like that. And we were getting ready to go to do our supply runs for the wintertime. And I said, well, I think I'm just going to film this. You know, we've never done a shopping thing or anything like that. And I checked it out online, and it showed favorability of doing well.
That's good.
We did it. The only thing I didn't really do is I didn't film a whole lot in the store, and I kind of regret that because I had a lot of people asking about that. They wanted to see the prices. And honestly, I think what it was is people really curious what it's like to live here and have to shop here. And I think that's what brought everybody in. And it exposed us to a lot of other people that are like-minded on living this way or wanting to be curious to be how we live, as well as the group that just are into shopping. You know, and I guess there's a huge following of people that do shopping videos. And
I'm not surprised now that you mention it that way. Yes.
Yeah. So I think a combination of it being a shopping video and us being rather unique on where and how we get home.
Absolutely. Yes.
A lot of the comments on that video were about the train.
Oh.
You know, was that a bus I just saw on the tracks? Was that a truck on the tracks? Was that a tractor? You know, stuff like that. And it's like, yeah.
Wow.
So I think it was a combination of the shopping and where we're at.
Yeah. Yeah. I looked off to the side there because I got your channel up on another screen in case I want to reference something. I was about to say the video got 1 million views, but no, you're clearly well beyond 2 million now. All right, so let's go for that break for 3.5 minutes, and we'll come right back. Alright, we're just about back. We're going to look at Dawn's channel. The Gross Bargain Emporium Steph actually dropped a super chat so that we would look at that channel. I'm just getting M&T Living It onto the wheel right now. Over the course of the stream, we will add names to the wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. M&T Living It is usually close to the top of the list. They're there today, so I've got them in right now. Red's Room TV, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Fairbrick Studio, thank you so much. I still haven't got back into playing that game. Fairbrick Studio got me into playing a Lego Tower game on a tablet, and then I switched tablets and I never installed it on the other one. And then now I got another phone that's got other games and stuff with crypto airdrops and all this, so I'm more focused on that than anything. Not that I make time for games, but there's things you could do while you're out in the world that are gamified, let's say. Wayne's World Unlimited, thank you so much for the super chat. We're going to get your channel up on the screen right after Crystal Sparkle. And Cruising Chris M is still coming up as well. I hope they're still in the chat. They dropped a super chat earlier, but I think this is their first time here. And we have, oh, pardon me, they grabbed a membership. I'm mistaken. I've got them on the wheel. We'll look at the Gross Bargain Emporium Steph. We'll look at Crystal Sparkle. We'll look at Wayne's World Unlimited, and then we'll get to spinning the wheel shortly. Yeah, Cruising Chris M hopefully is still here. We have a 20-minute time limit on our chat. Most of the people here have seen that, but some people have been here long enough to have been here before we ever did that. And that cuts down on trolling and spam and nonsense and things like that. And it gives everybody a chance to see what on earth we're even doing here before they want to decide whether they want this to be a part of their channel or not, because it's not for everybody, right? And then I'll leave it to everybody in the chat to answer Kyle Vlogs about the things you enjoy about the YouTube journey. Oh, there you go. Cruising Chris M. Yes, forgive me. I talk so fast that I trip over myself sometimes. Dawn's channel is up on the screen. Now, the Gross Bargain Emporium Steph dropped a super chat so that we would look at this channel. And it's an incredibly generous thing to have done. Dawn's channel is also a mutual friend. They're here with us frequently. They got 995 subscribers right now, so it's absolutely reasonable that they could hit their 1,000 today. And I'm sure they'll be excited about that. I'm just going to grab their latest video. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep talking about that I use to keep caught up with creators. We see some outdoor footage here, some cooking videos. This creator's in the kitchen often. They bring us some furry friends on their channel as well. We got a couple of cats here, so I know that temptation bag. It's no joke what they do on the commercial. For anybody that's seen that, where the cats literally like come running like wildfire every time they hear the bag. It's absolutely true. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 1,300, 1,800 views on a couple of these, which is great to see. It's really interesting, actually, on Dawn's channel. You got a couple of cats that look very similar here to the two that we got around. They've both made cameo appearances here on Superchat many times. Dawn's channel is going to be on with the Gross Bargain Emporium Steph by the look of it. And I think that's... Is it today? Oh, today, yeah. We started early. I can't believe how early the sun's going down. It's not even 6 p.m. and it's dark outside. So they'll be on any second now. Actually, they'll be starting right now. So anybody is free to, you know, hop back and forth or go and watch theirs and replay this or do the opposite. Dawn's channel and the Gross Bargain Emporium Steph are both generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters. I'll get Steph's channel up here now. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Yeah, Palazzo Place, you're right. It is the time change, too. I didn't think about that. This is the first time we've been on, I think, since the time change, if I'm not mistaken. Tales Told in the Dark, it's good to see you here. And, oh, the American Wanderer is doing mobile signs as well. I happen to have been somewhat of a print broker for a little while. Not really. It's just that I had a friend with a printing franchise. So I was ordering so much stuff that because I do graphic design as well, that he insisted I just get my own account. So now I'm able to get the discount from the trade printers that the print shops do. So I was doing all kinds of banners and stuff for people all the time. I still have the ability to do it. I just don't do very much. But that's really cool. Yes, a cargo trailer into a custom RV. I see lots of videos for that. Sometimes I watch videos of people doing that, actually. Constructing a greenhouse for some organic veggies is a great idea. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Official 1SP, good to see you in the house. And then the Gross Bargain Emporium, Steph. So this creator's just got a few videos on the channel, a little bit of a mix here. And some shorts on the channel as well. These feature pure variety, a lot of outdoor footage we see coming from Steph. 1,000 views on one of them, 1,200 on another one at 1,000, which is great to see. But live streams are where the magic happens on this channel. You can see she's got at least a month, if not longer, well planned in advance. But this creator is on. There they are together again. They're going to be on... Oh, maybe they're just going to be on Dawn's channel this time. I'm not sure if Steph's doing this one tonight or not. But these creators will get together. And basically what Steph does on her channel, regardless of her guests, is she does live auction style sales. So while the live stream's happening, she'll bring up items like, you know, I just got some batteries from Amazon, but she'll bring this up and she'll be like, hey, I got a pack of batteries here, or something more interesting than batteries. But, you know, you can bid on the items in the chat while the live stream's going on. And that's a really popular format. It's actually becoming more and more popular. And one thing that I've noticed over the last little while, for anybody that follows Gary V or Gary Vaynerchuk, he's a very powerful influencer, but a truly nice guy. I think he cares about people. I tend to follow people who I think actually care about others. But he's enthusiastic and a very successful businessman and everything else. But he often on social networks teaches marketing and promotions and things like that, and a lot of social media, how we can use those things. And he has said for the next 5 years, there's going to be a lot of money to be made in live auction style sales. So it's really cool to see a lot of these creators who've had the foresight to be doing this before it got popular, in my opinion, at least. And then that I don't know all about the alternative. There's Don's channel right there. The Groves Bargain Emporium Steph dropped a super chat so that we would look at your channel just a moment ago. Crooked Peach, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph, let's just refresh and see if they're on. I'm not sure if Steph is simulcasting on her channel tonight or if that's just on Don's channel that they're going to do their thing right now, if I understand right. But Dawn might be on right this second. So the Gross Bargain Emporium Steph has plenty of live streams set in advance. And I always recommend this. If you have premieres, if you have live streams, to set them as far in advance as you can stand. I often set mine, sometimes even a couple months in advance, because you want to give the algorithm and the recommendation engine time to present your thumbnail, title, and everything to people long in advance of when you're going to do your live event, whatever it is. And when you think about people's routines, this is just my opinion. I don't even want to call it advice, but this is the way I think about things. Often we have monthly obligations like our bills or our rent or our mortgage or whatever it's going to be, but people tend to live their lives weekly, right? Whether it's kids going to school, people going to work, or all the different things we have to do, that's what I find. And when I think about social media, when I think about marketing, in my opinion, you want to catch everybody over that 7-day period before your live stream or premiere airs. Now, I'm not saying I'm right. Lots of people do different things, but whenever possible on my channels and any others that I've run or touch, I always try to set things sometimes even weeks in advance. I move them around if I have to, delay them if it's necessary, and things like that, so that they can reach 7 days worth of people. Because most of us have a weekly schedule for our YouTube channels. Superchat, of course, does not have a set schedule, but when I put videos out on my own channel, which is rare these days, but when I do, it's always Saturday, 9 a.m. in the morning. Premieres run at 12 if I'm premiering. Live streams are whenever I can get them done. But you see what I mean. And these are just ideas. But the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph has a lot of live streams set in advance already. We can go to the channel and set notifications for all of these live streams, like you see I've done. And that's on top of having the notification bell on for every channel, again, in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. So the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph did a few things for us today. They dropped a super chat. They gifted a membership. They kept their silver membership going as well. I appreciate all of that extra generous support. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. And we will get back to spinning the wheel. Crooked Peach is going to be added right now because they just grabbed a membership. Matt and Mouse, forgive me, I clean up the wheel a little bit when we go on those breaks, and I often remove names if I haven't seen somebody for a few minutes, but members will always be added right back onto the wheel as soon as I see you in the chat. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then Butler Family Farms in the house. That's Jerry and Susan. They're here with us for just about every stream. When it comes to scheduling as well, it's one of the most popular questions asked in all of social media is when is the best time to post? And the answer is different for every social network. We have to remember that YouTube, whether we like it or not, is a social network. The more we participate in the network itself socially, the better things work for us. And that means supporting each other, leaving comments, getting involved in live stream and premiere chats, and all the other things we need to do. When it comes to a schedule, really the best idea is whenever you can consistently post. And again, it comes back to that weekly idea, because we've learned over the years that when we post at least one quality piece of content per week, that is enough to make a channel grow organically, continuously. It doesn't stop. If you could just do that, and you know what I mean by quality. It's not up to me or anybody else to decide what that is, but for each of us, we think about that for our own channel. Essentially, videos drive the channel. We can use shorts for their own purposes. Live streams help drive especially revenue, but let's say watch hours and a lot of engagement, but it's videos that drive the channel more than anything else. If we can consistently put out a video a week, Scratch and PPA is a perfect example of this. We've got many other perfect examples, but you know what I mean. He's been doing consistently premiere series where he drops a video every single week for almost 5 years now. If you can imagine, never missing 1 week, not one. So these are just ideas, but we have to do what's right for us. So wherever you can consistently post is the best idea. If you have to move things around, that's fine. We're just talking as much consistently or as consistent as possible. And then, Judgment Day Mike Harper, good to see you in the house. That's another longtime friend. Mariana Latrinia, good to see you here as well. And yeah, Kyle Vlogs. I tend to think about North America only because I'm in North America. I'm in the Eastern time zone. But for any of my channels or any that I've run, the United States is always the #1 country. And then following that comes either the UK or Canada, because I'm in Canada, or Jamaica or other, Western countries, let's just say, or you know what I'm getting at. When it comes to our friends in Australia and things like that, it can become very difficult because it's 12 hours away. But if I was to put my videos out at 9 p.m., I don't think they do nearly as well as they do when I put them out at 9 a.m. But again, it comes down to experimentation sometimes as well. Whenever you can put stuff out is the best idea. And if you're premiering, you have to be in your premiere. Even I've made the mistake of dropping a premiere and not being in the chat at the time. But it is, it's not the worst thing you could do. It's not going to hurt the channel that much and this and that. But the benefits that you get from the community engagement are because people want to ask questions while the premiere's running or while the live stream's on. So these are just ideas. Crystal Sparkle came in and gifted a handful of memberships, and she's done that kind of thing countless times before. This creator, obviously an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Her channel primarily features footage from different types of conventions. I think of things like Comic-Con, or I know there's a big horror community that gets involved in things like this. This creator happens to follow a lot of different conventions and shows and things like that, circling My Little Pony, which obviously has had multiple rises in popularity over the years. And I'm just going to grab the latest video that they've got. They put this out a few weeks ago. I'll put that in my catch-up list right now. And they got all kinds of different stuff. They've got looks around the conventions. They've got panels. They've got after parties and contests and things like that. I'm old enough to remember what it was like to play with the original My Little Ponies with my sister when we were kids. Of course, I'd have my G.I. Joes and Transformers, and I'd drive her bananas, but you know what I mean. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 3,300, 3,500, and one at 18,000 views, which is great to see. And then there's live streams on the channel as well. So it's been a few months since she's done a live stream, but she's actually inspired others to live stream as well. I forgot about these ones. Yeah, she was doing a book haul idea. I have, now that I'm a little bit older, I'm probably older than most people think I am, or I'd like to think so. But I have read a lot more books than I expected that I would have, even though I haven't read as many as I've listened to with audiobooks, let's just say. But there's quite a collection. I could rhyme off easily a top 10 list and almost a top 20 list now of books. I tend to be drawn to nonfiction. When I play those clips that you see where I'm talking with an office behind me, that was an office I rented last year, and I just pre-recorded a bunch of the things I say in every stream over and over and over again. But when you see that, you see the books behind me on the shelf, and there's things like Rich Dad, Poor Dad in there, or How to Win Friends and Influence People, and The Richest Man in Babylon, and things like that. There's a good handful, and it's a mix between self-improvement or motivational business type books and a lot of personal finance and business finance and things like that. But Crystal Sparkle has a bit of a series going on here, and this creator obviously is somebody who's read more books than I have, I think. But this creator as well will bring us live streams both from conventions and obviously around home. So hopefully everybody will connect with Crystal Sparkle. They're at 1,500 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them towards the 1,600. We know that they're going to be thinking about. And Crystal Sparkle's been with us for what I think is a couple of years now, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's been a while since she's been here right now, but she's been at least, well, it's much more than a year, I think. Can't have been a year. I've got look back sometimes at channels, and when was the first video that I watched? Yeah, it has to be more than a year. There's got to be some kind of a mistake either with me or with our system there, but we'll see. Coach Julia Edens, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And let me think about putting up Wayne's World Unlimited as well. But thank you again, Crystal Sparkle, for the gifted memberships. Absolutely unnecessary, but I know our recipients will be happy to have those. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support myself. And then Wayne's World Unlimited is up right now. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Drunken Chef Barbecue's in the house, and I caught him for a live stream, and I think it was on the other channel the other day. So I was born, raised, and grew up in Toronto, but I have lived for the last almost 10 years, 9 years for sure, in Niagara Falls, which is about an hour and a half away, not quite. And of course, when it comes to things like baseball and hockey, I played when I was a kid, so I'm the littlest bit interested in those things. I don't want to pretend for a second that I know anything about what's been going on for the whole season of the Blue Jays and this and that, but they did make the World Series this year. And they got right into even Game 7. They didn't take the win, but it was funny because I came in and Drunken Chef Barbecue just happened to be talking about it. And I said, oh, is there any Blue Jays fans allowed in your live stream right now? So I always think that's kind of funny. But yeah, luckily I was able to catch them for a live stream the other day. Wayne's World Unlimited is up on the screen right now. This creator actually comes from the UK. They've done really great with one shorts video that I'm going to show you in a moment. But they post frequently, and it's a lot of variety on this channel, a mix of indoor and outdoor content. One of the things that this creator does that's unique is they will occasionally make a video and then do an outtake video to go along with it. So a lot of us will see bloopers, or some people put bloopers in their videos. This creator tends to make dedicated blooper videos, and then they've got a new video. It's new to me. They put it out about a month ago, but it is a PS5 video, so that'll be interesting to see. This creator does well with gaming, actually. Pardon me, they've got shorts on the channel, and I said they got a great one here, but a couple of these have done 8,400, 10,000, 13,000 views. One of them at 244,000 views. Almost 250,000 on that, which is fantastic. Wayne's World Unlimited has done a live stream. For whatever reason, I thought they did more. I could be mistaken. We'll see if they're going to continue those, but we got notification bells on for every single channel. Wayne's World Unlimited came in and dropped a super chat earlier, and they've done that kind of thing countless times before. So I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen, but it is time to spin the wheel, so we'll do that right now and see who's coming up. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then M&T Living It is up on the screen right now. This is a channel with a lot of family togetherness. What did I catch the other day? It wasn't a live stream, was it? I think it was it a video or premiere? Were you doing a premiere? Yeah, it wasn't a live stream, that's for sure. Oh, look, my comments right there in the rollover. Yeah, it's been a little while. They did a live stream a couple of days ago. Sorry I missed that one. But M&T Living It actually does really well with cooking videos, and I'll show you that in their shorts videos. They do some travel. Like I said, there's a lot of family togetherness on this channel. They do some RC cars. They do some product reviews. I watched the, was a lawnmower video? Is that what I watched? Oh, it's this one. It must be this one, because the way it folds up, I remember having a look at. Let's compare the new electric technology. Somebody like myself, I rent an apartment right now, so I don't have to cut the lawn, but it was my responsibility when I was a young lad, and then I started cutting lawns all over the neighborhood. And I can't even fathom the idea of an electric lawnmower. I haven't used one or even seen one, like, you know, up close or anything, if it wasn't for YouTube videos. It seems impossible to me. How can a battery last more than 5 minutes running a lawnmower engine? But apparently it works, which is great. These creators as well have got a new video here. So this is kind of cool. Something we all don't think about, but I think about this kind of thing too, is taking a bunch of photographs for videos that we don't have and then making a slideshow kind of interactive video out of those photos. There's lots of platforms out there that make this very easy, but this is kind of a cool idea. So I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That'll give me another piece of content to watch. They just put that out this week, and then they've got shorts on the channel. This is what I was talking about. Many of their shorts get over 5,000 views with the cooking videos, and they've got a little bit more variety here, but look at this one at 12,000. I think that one's fairly new actually, and then 20,000 on one of these, 50,000 on another one, which is great to see. And the channel's over 2,700 subscribers, and they've been friends of ours for years. So hopefully everybody will connect with M&T Living It, another family of generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters. And then Henry Leslie, Vermont, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to saying hello to everyone. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Yes, I remember one of my most furious days when I was a young lad doing lawns all the time, and my responsibility to cut the lawns for my parents' house. They weren't big, but you know, when you're 11 or 12 or 13 years old, it feels like an eternity, even though it only takes like 15 minutes. But my parents had an electric lawnmower, not battery powered though, much like what Drunken Chef Barbecue's talking about. And that cord, oh gosh, turning that thing around and whipping it all over the place. That's my biggest first world problem, I'll tell you right now, was my frustration with that thing. And then when the kids, my nephew and my son, I have a niece as well, but when the boys started to get old enough to cut the lawn and it became my son's responsibility because I pushed it on him, my parents went out and bought a new lawnmower, and I should have gone with them because they bought another electric one. And I'm like, how could you do that? Oh my dear goodness. Two Pineapples, it's good to see you in the house. A lot of people will recognize Two Pineapples because they're part of our interview series. As a matter of fact, in another moment after I talk about Scratch and PPA, I'm going to play a clip from one of the episodes from our video series where Two Pineapples joined me to talk about how they have long passed their 10,000 subscribers on their channel. They got all kinds of interesting things going, sometimes dual live streams. They've got a true 24-hour live stream they've been doing for years, and they really treat their channel like a business. And then that's great. Cruising Chris M. It's wonderful to be able to experiment with different ideas on your channel until you find your voice, as you're saying. And then it's great to know that we do have a community like this now. We've been at this over 5 years, but you got hundreds. Now it's literally thousands of people willing to support creators of all types with all sorts of different channels. We support each other for the sake of supporting, as opposed to worrying about niches and categories and things like that. Jody Genealogy, that's Marketplace Boutique. Good to see you in the house. She always has a membership as well. Put her on the wheel. And then we're going to talk about Scratch and PPA. So right after that, I'm going to talk about Two Pineapples. I'll put their channel up and I'll play a clip from the interview series because they've passed, forgive me for not being sure. I talked to Lou from Two Pineapples frequently on the phone. Actually, we've built an incredible friendship. They might be at 25,000 subscribers. They are very, very close, if they haven't passed it already. Scratch and PPA is up on the screen right now. This creator is known as a shining jewel in the Tuber Chat family. One of the most supportive creators that I've met in my 8 years on YouTube. And I think anybody that's already connected to him will probably say he's one of their most supportive creators as well. We literally don't know how he does it. He seems to be everywhere all the time. Now, all of the moderators on this channel are dear friends of mine and dear friends of each other. They all have different channels and they all do different things, but one of the things they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity. And for that reason, when you visit any of their channels for premieres or live streams, you'll be welcome to meet more friends and family members for your own channel, the same way we do here in Superchat. And so, Scratch and PPA drops his videos, and I mentioned this earlier today. He literally posts with perfect consistency over 5 years now. It's getting very close to 5 years, where he drops a premiere every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern. And if you can catch us for one of his premieres, you're going to find one of the fastest rolling chats in the Superchat family. Faster than what we've got here, faster than almost any other that we've seen. He rivals those of Butler Family Farm or Hilda DC or the Stock Explorer and a few select others. It is very fast-paced, very high energy, and a lot of fun to be a part of. What Scratch and PPA does in his video series is he pits 2 lottery tickets against each other every week and then gives us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow him on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, which of course I do. It sets his series apart, makes it unique, and a lot of fun to be a part of. He's a fellow Canadian, only a couple hours away from me, so I literally recognize almost every ticket that I see in his thumbnails here. You see presentations at the forefront of his mind because his bright, beautiful avatar is matched by content in his colorful thumbnails. He gives us a hint about the giveaways that happen in his video series, and his banners updated every single week, if you could believe that. His video editing skills have been complimented ever since his very first production, over 5 years ago now. And he expanded the content on his channel a couple of years ago. Now, obviously, he's monetized. He's over 2,500 subscribers now. This creator took a trip to Italy a couple of years ago and brought us some vlogging-style shorts videos that gave us a look around all the different areas he visited in Italy and some Italian lottery tickets we might not have otherwise seen. And then his very first live stream came from that trip in Italy as well. I was lucky to have been there in the chat at the time, but I know a lot of people will be excited to know that Scratch and PPA has expanded his content. So I hope everybody will connect with him. We'd love to push him towards the 2,600 subscribers we know he's thinking about. And just to give you an idea of what I mean when I say he's one of the most supportive creators that I've met, he has literally been here over 800, probably closer to 850 times now for every one of these live streams since finding us, for the entirety of the live stream, if you can imagine that. Now, even though I'm mentioning that, and it's really just so that you understand how supportive this creator is, but I do appreciate every moment everybody can spend. We all can't be in everybody's live streams and things like that for 3 hours at a time. We can't be there every day. And I do appreciate the thumbs up and people who come in just to say hello. Friends that run the stream in the background like Two Pineapples does all the time. Two Pineapples comes in frequently, but they run the stream in the background frequently as well. Rambling with the Brooms is in the house, another beloved and dedicated moderator and one of our longest standing members, you see. I've got him in the on the wheel now as well. And then I did say I'm going to put up Two Pineapples here. Let's hear what Two Pineapples has to say about how to get 10,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel. Then we'll talk about their channel, and then we'll go for a break. One of the things that comes along with monetization on YouTube that used to require 30,000 subscribers is memberships, and that's open to everybody that gets monetized after 500 subscribers now, or just about everybody. So one of the things that creators will ask is how can they increase the number of memberships over time on their channel? What advice would you give to somebody to increase the number of members and watch that grow if that's something that's on their mind?
Yo, you better get your pencil out for this one. I take this part very seriously in my membership. Our membership is $1.99. It's low. Okay. And I did that intentionally. I don't have any other tiers. I have one tier. It's $1.99. It's the fun zone, basically. We have, I don't know, 24 emojis available, and everybody gets a new banner or a new badge. And it's creative and it's evolving all the time. I change those out consistently. Sometimes during the holidays is a good example. I changed out almost every single one of those emojis for members. I must have picked up, and I think we're right around 600 members. I think we probably picked up an extra 100 because once Halloween came, everything changed throughout the entire holiday season. We're about to hit Easter, and I'm doing it again. So showing your members that you're changing, people love new things. They love it when it's new. And that's a simple thing that you can do. It's all free, whether you use Pexels or you use an AI generator, Midjourney. You can create all that so fast and so easy. It probably takes me to do, I see 24 up there. So I think it takes me maybe 2 hours to do every single one of those.
Right. Yeah.
And now you have a fresh palette all the way around.
That's a wonderful idea, so much so I'm holding myself back from laughing because I expect to take a page out of your book and probably do that on at least the Superchat channel. So thank you for that.
In encouraging everybody to join your membership program, or not so much encouraging, reminding them that you have a membership program. And as soon as you do that, everybody in your channel that's a member will start dropping those special emojis. Now, I tweak it a little bit too because I have the floating emotes. When we are in a non-emergency or eruptive time where we can take a breath and it's a little bit more relaxed, I have some pages, my live streams. When you do the emojis, they float all over the screen for fun. And then you see a large customized emoji that you can only get by being a member. $1.99 is not too far off. People love it.
Wow, that's gold. Thank you for this. So that's a small clip from a conversation I had with Two Pineapples that goes on for, I believe, an hour and a half. It's just one of the 5 videos in the video series right now. But you can see how far Two Pineapples has come. And forgive me, I got way ahead of myself talking about 25,000 subscribers. They will obviously get there because they're at almost 23,000 right now. And they continue to grow very rapidly. So they've got a few interesting things going on. They live in Hawaii. This is Lou and Anna, make up Two Pineapples. They got quite a community around them, including their moderators, which they take very seriously. I've just grabbed the latest video, put that into my catch-up list. They've got some travel videos here as well. They've taken off to like South America and done some filming. Typically they film around Hawaii, and they live close to the Kilauea volcano, and they cover that very professionally actually, but you'll get an idea of some of what they're doing here. Some of the shorts have done really well. You get a bit of more of a mix here. You get an idea. There they are together. 26,000, 22,000 on another one, 51,000 views on one of these, which is great to see. And Lou will often do this. You see this style of doing videos. I've seen this from other influencers like Kevin O'Leary and things like that, where you've got a opportunity to come in and talk to the audience while you've got content in the background there. That can do really well on different social networks like Instagram, Reels, TikTok, and this and that. Live streams on the channel. So as a minimum, they've got a 24-hour live stream happening, where there's music playing and there's conversation, usually about Hawaii and the Kilauea volcano, but the conversation can go just about anywhere once you get in there and start talking. But they do a lot of experimenting, and Two Pineapples has been instrumental in a lot of what we've done here. They've been with us for pretty much the beginning and helped with a lot of experimentation. Like I said, Lou and I talk frequently about different ideas, the growth of our channels, the things we're doing behind the scenes, equipment, the things we want to experiment with, and plans for the future as well. But they often have more than one live stream going at a time. Often what will happen in this 24-hour live stream is Lou will just hop in on the stream and start talking about whatever they're doing. They do a lot on location as well. So there's plenty to see when you get to this channel, but hopefully everybody will connect with them. We'd love to push them towards the 23,000 subscribers we know they're thinking about. And like I said, that's Lou that we just heard from in that clip. There's an hour and a half of that conversation. What I tried to do in that series, though, is really get the opinion of the creators that are featured, because we hear what I have to say all the time. We want to see what they have to say about how to get 10,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel. Another featured creator in that series is Edna's World. She just came into the chat right now. She's probably getting ready for her Wind Down Wednesday live stream that's been going on for so many years. She doesn't even have to promote anymore. Her audience knows that that is consistently when she's on, and she's usually on for a few hours. That's where conversation can go just about anywhere as well. So I'll play a clip from Edna's World in a little while. Right now, we're getting ready for Jody Genealogy. She's got a couple of channels. Let's take a break for 3.5 minutes and we'll come right back. All right, we're almost back. I'm just looking at our list here. and pardon me, Jody Genealogy's up on the screen. Canadian Family Life reminded me I didn't put Butler Family Farm on the wheel. I don't know what's with that. It's like ever since they got their check mark, and now I forget to put them on the wheel every time I see them. I mention them, and then I forget to put them on. The Numismaniac actually has a lot going on because they've got another channel that focuses on Christmas, and it's called Santa Claus North Pole Canada. And that's another fellow Canadian, actually. They're in Edmonton, Alberta. But it's always good to see the Numismaniac, one of our longest standing members. As you can see, almost 3 years, my dear goodness. Now, forgive me, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And then let me get the Numismaniac onto the wheel. Yeah, thank you, Palazzo Place. Kristen Welton and I just celebrated 10 years together. We've been living together here in Niagara Falls for about 9 of those. And Butler Family Farm, I don't know what it is. I do it to a few people. Jessie Journals and Unboxes. It takes me forever to get her onto the wheel. It's not any particular thing. I don't know what on earth goes on with me that I forget these couple of channels. Jody is awesome. Yes, for sure. She wants to help us with our YouTube journey on top of all of her content. She's got 2 different channels, and we know her as Marketplace Boutique. But Jody Genealogy started this second channel a while ago, and she's bringing us history, travel, adventures, and a small bit of variety here. I just caught her for a live stream the other day. I'm just going to put the latest video from yesterday into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to get or stay caught up with the channel somewhat. You see she's posting consistently too. Working on 1,400 subscribers, which is great to see, and shorts on this channel feature more variety. This is what I'm talking about when I say variety on this channel. So most creators here seem to be, or many at least, in the Superchat family are adding variety into the shorts on their channels regardless of category or niche, if that makes sense. And when we look at Jody Genealogy, we see that she's gotten into 7,300, 13,000 on a couple of these. But you'll see she's no stranger to this. When I show the other channel, she's done really well with shorts and everything else. Jody Genealogy does live streams frequently. I caught her for this one the other day. Hot tent camping. I've seen that from a couple of creators now in the Superchat family. And Jody Genealogy can be taking us out for a walk or an adventure. She could be on the road. She could be on the water. She could be by the fire. And you'll see that in her other channel as well. Marketplace Boutique. This creator has been with us a couple of years now as well, and Marketplace Boutique has hit 3,000 subscribers, which is great to see. This creator is going to help us when we think about the idea of buying and selling, especially on platforms like eBay. And she gives us all the tips and tricks. She takes us shopping, she shows us the mistakes that we have to avoid, and she shows us how we can buy collections of different things that we can separate and sell individually. This creator will also, like I said, give us some help with our YouTube channels, as now she's been at this for at least a couple of years. Shorts over here feature more variety, but you see what I mean. She's gotten into 27,000, 35,000, 55,000 on a few of these, and then live streams on the channel as well. And she's been known to collaborate with Backyard Trucker. Many times she's either on the water, by the fire, on the road, or given us, I didn't see this one. Oh, yes, I did. I was here. I was here for this one. I tend to have a few windows open at the same time, but that's a different kind of live stream for Marketplace Boutique. I hope you're going to do another one of those, and I hope I can catch that. But we got notification bells on for every single channel, and of course over here we know she's monetized. Lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. So let's spin the wheel, and we'll get another channel ready to go. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Wheat's Art, good to see you in the house. That is Wheat and Shaw. Cruising Chris M, thank you so much for the super chat. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated, of course. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. So I'm going to put your channel up next, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel like we always do. And Wheat's Art in the house. I hope I haven't missed any channels. I felt like I might have missed another one. I'm not sure if I said hello to Hilda DC. She's another beloved and dedicated moderator here. And we saw a premiere from her yesterday after Scratch and PPA. And then Matt and Mouse is up on the screen. So this is another couple of Canadians. They got 200 videos on the channel in total now, which is great to see. They're monetized and well over 2,000 subscribers as well. The Source, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. DTR, good to see you in the house. That's down the road. And pardon me while I get my wheel straightened out here. When we look at Matt and Mouse, this is a really interesting, not only channel, they've actually got a website. They take their project here very seriously. And Matt and Mouse are bringing us, more than anything else, a cabin that they've got literally out in the wilderness. And it is, what did they say, 149 square feet? I think I am always attracted to things like this. For some reason, I'm totally a city boy. I don't know why. I was a Boy Scout and this and that, but, you know, most people can tell I'm kind of an indoor guy. Off-grid internet, that's a video I need to watch. And it looks like they got Starlink there, so we'll see. I'm not sure if everybody saw the banner on Two Pineapples channel. I forgot to mention. I was going to mention it when I had their channel up. I hadn't seen it yet. Lou put that together where he's got like the Starlink right across the front of the truck, which is kind of cool. He says he loves Starlink. We're thinking about it here, actually, because I was whining and complaining about our internet troubles, which we've got another modem and router now again. And we're probably going to switch providers, but I do think about that. Starlink is a little more expensive than what we can get around here, especially with like a third-party company doing the ISP, but I love the idea of not having headaches. So we'll see what they have to say, and it does say Starlink test right there. So Matt and Mouse show us the whole process, first of all, of building this cabin, but all of the things they've got going on around it, and the ins and outs of cabin like this, and being out in the wilderness like that. They've got shorts on the channel that have gotten into 1,500, 1,600, 1,700 views, which is great to see, and they've got a great chemistry between them. They share the ideas and camera work here, I think. I'm sorry I missed that live stream. I know I said that before, but they did one actually a while back with Just Jason Keto where they hosted a homestead hangout idea, and there was 4 different channels worth of creators together. And collaborating, like I said, is a great way to grow your channel. But that's actually how we met Matt and Mouse. I believe they came in right after that live stream. And then, Butler Family Farm. I remember you did mention, actually, there was a video that was taken forever to upload. Yeah, no video should ever take that long, I think, these days. But it depends on our connections. And one of the things that we have to think about with our videos, I really should be doing tutorials, but the idea of compression. When you're working, if you happen to use a computer, to use DaVinci Resolve or Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro or any of these programs, the video files can be massive. And it is unreasonable that some of these videos have to be like 50 gigs in size when they can just as easily be 1.5 gigs. And one of these days I'll show people how to do that. I might be exaggerating with the numbers. I forget because I haven't produced a video like that in a while and looked at the numbers. But that's something that should be on my agenda, actually. Because that was something I had to learn in the beginning when I started producing videos as well, is why are they so huge and how can we compress them for different formats without losing any quality. And then the video is only 40 minutes long. Yeah, that makes sense. Rambling with the Brooms is coming up. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. I spun the wheel prematurely there because we're going to look at Cruising Chris M right now. That's a brand new channel. This creator actually grabbed a membership today, and thank you for that. But they also dropped a super chat. Now, I know there's a few new channels that have come through over the last few live streams. It looks like including today. Super chats and memberships are never necessary here. I know it's a very long wait. We do always get at least a couple of channels from our wheel, regardless of super chats and memberships and things like that. Sometimes we get to more channels than others. We tend to speed things up as time goes on. So closer to the end of the stream, we're moving very fast. But I just wanted to take the opportunity to mention that again. Cruising Chris M, though, thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. This creator is obviously bringing travel and cruising content. We couldn't see a lot of this, or any of it, actually, for a couple of years there. Everybody, I'm sure, remembers what I'm talking about from 3, 4, 5 years ago. But then we had this influx of cruising and travel channels come in, and this is great because they've already got live streams going. They've already got shorts going. And then they've also got videos happening on the channel, and they seem to be fairly frequent, almost once a week. So 68 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them towards their first 100. We know how exciting and important a milestone that is for everyone. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do is take one of your latest videos. I'm going to put this into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through your watch later list, or my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I will give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put the notification bell on as I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick. And then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well so you don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here every 3 days. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. The Inappropriate Quilter Zaza, thank you for coming in. They're a member. I'm going to put them on the wheel right away. Members and moderators are added as soon as I see them. And then Cruising Chris M, thank you again for the super chat. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. And then DTR down the road is here. NDG Live is in the house. Thank you for the highlighted milestone message. And then, yeah, the Numis Maniac, we all strive to improve, but I can tell you this, I've probably produced, it's definitely hundreds of videos, well over 1,000 live streams. We all know that. We're at 880 just on this channel. But videos definitely in the hundreds, and I've always used, I started with iMovie and I moved up to Final Cut Pro, but I actually don't use 99% of the features. I could be doing most of the videos I've done just with iMovie, to be honest with you. I think about experimenting with DaVinci Resolve, but I whine and complain like crazy about the learning curve. When you become proficient with a piece of software and then want to move into another one, my goodness, the buttons are all over the place and things are not called what they're supposed to be and everything else. So that becomes a headache. I tend to get set in my ways. The whole reason that I really like the idea of iMovie and Final Cut Pro is just because I happen to be on Mac, and I'm lucky to have been able to do that. You know, everybody here has seen the upgrades that have happened over the years, and I got a nice beefy computer now with a couple of monitors and everything else. The monitors are inexpensive. Everything but the computer is inexpensive, but the computer is nice and beefy so that it would last, you know, literally for years, right? But that way, if the house burned down or we got robbed or God forbid any of the other horrible things that can happen, I would be able to at least run to the store, grab a new laptop, and be up and running within hours as opposed to days, let's just say. Thank you, Red's Room TV. Hopefully we'll see you again shortly. Hooked by Blair is asking about swapping playlists. It's a really simple arrangement that you can make with anybody here. I don't interfere or facilitate. I just talk about it. But you're just agreeing to run a playlist of somebody else's videos, and they're agreeing to run a playlist of your videos. And you can imagine, by getting dozens of other creators, maybe even hundreds eventually, to run an entire playlist of your videos, you can see how your watch hours are really going to stack up. But the friendships that are built when favors are traded between creators, that's really what we're here for. That's the inside, behind the scenes idea behind this entire channel, is to connect with each other, but with friendships at the forefront of our mind. Because when you make friends with another creator, you will find yourself favoring them. You'll find yourself being favored by them. That's how your channel gets a really strong and solid foundation, regardless of category or niche. And then that's where your watch hours are going to grow exponentially, because your friends are going to be there for most of what you're going to come out with in the future. Nobody's there for everything, but you know what I mean. If anybody needs me to elaborate on any of that stuff, or what we're talking about with swapping playlists, feel free to ask. And then I missed was that a highlighted milestone message? Yes, NDG Live dropped that earlier. And thank you again, Cruising Chris M. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Squirrel's World as an artist is here. I'm going to put them on the wheel because we always put members and moderators on right away. Rambling with the Brooms is a beloved and dedicated moderator. He's a fellow Canadian closer to our nation's capital. Desert Livin' is in the house. And then, yeah, Kyle Vlogs, very well put. I try not to waste money. I do, but I try not to. I try to demand value for every dollar spent. And then that comes down to, like I said, the monitors that I use are the cheapest I could find. My vision, I can't see, pure 4K and 8K quality the way anybody could anyway. But the monitors are very inexpensive. The computer, like I said, is nice and beefy, but it's still a base model. It's just got a lot of RAM. A MacBook Pro, it's an M2, so it's getting on a few years old now, but it's still lightning fast, as everybody can see. And then in the middle of a forest, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And then featuring Michael's Adventures. Yes, he's been a dear friend ever since the beginning of Tuber Chat. He's been with us since after the first few episodes. He probably found us after episode 20 or not too long after that. It's been 5.5 years, if you can believe that. JC Calamity Jane, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Car audio experts, did I see you ask that in somebody else's premiere live stream today? I feel like I saw that earlier today, and forgive me if I'm mistaken about that. But car audio experts, I'm trying to think who we have that does that specifically. Driving Daily might know quite a bit about that. They're an auto enthusiast, and they might be here. They were here earlier. Often what they do is they're driving and listening. And I always appreciate that as well. I don't want anybody to, type if you're driving and things like that, but they might be listening in. They might be able to get to you. Santa Claus North Pole Canada, that's the Numismaniac's second channel, so he'll be active after November 11th on the channel, doing videos for families who would like to get messages to and from Santa Claus, which is a really cool idea for a channel. And if you haven't seen it already, I hope everybody will go and check that out. In the middle of a forest, we're going to get your channel up on the screen after I put up Michael's Adventures next. He's actually going to do a premiere in another hour from now, and that gives us an extra half hour to continue connecting the same way we do here. One Nature Guy, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. I'm not sure if you're still waiting in the background on that 20-minute time limit. it's a weird thing that they allow people to super chat and things like that, and I don't want to solicit that kind of thing. But then you still have to wait the 20 minutes to get into the chat. But I'll appreciate your patience. I promise you that feature really helps, especially when it comes to the idea of spamming and trolling and the things you can imagine. But the most important thing is giving people a chance to see what they're doing before coming into the chat and getting involved, if that makes sense. And Santa Claus North Pole Canada, thank you for the super chat as well. He's done that countless times before. And then Rambling with the Brooms, we're going to talk about In the Middle of a Forest is coming up next, pardon me, and then Santa Claus North Pole Canada, then One Nature Guy. And In the Middle of a Forest, we'll put Michael's Adventures up there as well. And then I'm not sure if Crafty Witch is here today. I haven't seen them yet myself, but forgive me if I'm mistaken. And Rambling with the Brooms. This is Scott, so he's one of our longest standing members, but happens to be a beloved and dedicated moderator. I mentioned the idea that this creator is a fellow Canadian, so closer to our nation's capital of Ottawa, puts him about 6 hours away from me. But we have met up in real life with Just Jason Keto and a couple of other creators. Kristen Walton, of course, was with us. Shorts on this channel, pardon me, actually, first of all, we'll talk about his videos. I consider this kind of a homesteading channel, and the reason why is because Rambling with the Brooms gives us a mix of indoor and outdoor content. He's very active in the homesteading community, but he's always been an advocate for helping others grow, especially when he finds channels under 100 subscribers. That's been true for years. He's now working on 4,300, which is great to see. I've even caught this creator in the Sugar Shack making famous Canadian maple syrup, and then he'll bring us traveling when he can. He recently went on the cruise with Butler Family Farm to Alaska. They went from Seattle for a week a few weeks ago, about a month ago. And then Desert Living. We don't do links here. Unless you really can't find somebody, but we always search, find, and click on each other. And then Mr. Fulton Miraz, good to see you in the house. He's always got interesting news for us. He's been a friend of about 6 years as well. Rambling with the Brooms has got variety in the shorts videos on the channel. A lot of indoor and outdoor content. Some of that winter weather's done really well, getting into 4,700 and 7,800 views. And then live streams on the channel. And he's live frequently. He's got a lot of friends that will come up on panels and things like that. Scott typically is on Thursdays and Fridays, but he hops in on all kinds of other channels as well. Like I said, he's got tons of YouTuber friends now, especially because he helps other people grow their channels in a similar way to what we're talking about here, like all of our moderators do. And then, yeah, there you go. Yeah, Santa Claus North Pole Canada, that is absolutely a thing. When you go to one of the places that makes maple syrup, often what they'll do is they'll lay it out on a table of snow, clean snow, of course, but you're able to make these like maple syrup frozen treat kind of ideas, and that's a really cool thing. Follow the Bradley's Fun. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And then, yeah, thank you. Follow the Bradley's Fun is doing really well. I caught them for a few live streams over the last couple of months, and they're just killing it. But he's a dynamic creator and does a really good job as well. And then Michael's Adventures is up on the screen right now, and this creator we put up for a reason, because actually In the Middle of a Forest dropped a super chat so that we would look at this channel. CNT123, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And we don't have a lot of moderators here. We don't do a lot of blue jackets or anything like that. Michael's Adventures, up on the screen right now, is a beloved and dedicated moderator here. One of the most supportive creators I've met in my 8 years now on YouTube. This creator has 4,300 videos in total on his channel. And that includes just shorts and videos, if you can imagine. He posts now twice a day. He's done a few different series, but right now he's on every day at 8 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Eastern as well. And then shout out to the Stock Explorer, who I know is listening in the background. I don't expect anybody to be here for any amount of time. That goes for our members, our moderators, anybody at all. I always appreciate every moment. We are all busy, and the best we can do is supporting each other as much as possible. But I do appreciate some of our friends I know are running the stream in the background often, or even if you just have a moment to come in and say hello. Michael's Adventures features a lot of wildlife on his channel and a lot of outdoor content. He's done a little bit of a mix of other things as well. When we look at shorts on this channel, more outdoor content. Sometimes he takes us for a walk, stories to be told. He might go to different interesting places like cemeteries, graveyards. He's been known to play slot games on a phone or a tablet. He's done some lottery ticket scratching here. And Michael's Adventures is working on 1,800 subscribers now. So hopefully everybody will connect with Michael's Adventures and all of our moderators. And we'll get a better look at his channel actually after 8 p.m. when he starts his premiere. And we'll go over there and raid into that so that we can continue what we're doing here. All of our moderators allow that, of course. And then I did look at your channel in the background, CNT123. So I see that you do have content. Thank you for that. We don't do moderators here. We won't be adding any moderators today. In the Middle of a Forest is up on the screen right now. We're going to look at Santa Claus North Pole, Canada in a second, and then One Nature Guy right after that. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So one of the things that I don't talk about enough when we think about how everybody's connecting here, the best advice I can give to everybody is that success in this channel comes from making the first move. Reaching out to other creators, supporting them with all of the things you wish they would do for your channel, knowing that they will come and do that for you afterwards. Our instructions are always in our video description, but most of the people who have been here many times before will not jump on a brand new channel that they see in the chat, sometimes for days, weeks, maybe even months, because they want to see how everybody interacts with each other, make a judgment call as to whether somebody might be a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter before connecting with them, right? And with good reason. And I would recommend that, actually. So it's just a hint and an idea for everyone. In the Middle of a Forest is up on the screen right now. This creator was known as Carnivore Jerry. The handle is still there. This creator's working on 1,600 subscribers. And when we look at what they've got going on their channel, they're actually posting pretty frequently, up to a few weeks ago. I'm just going to grab the latest video, though, because I see I'm behind. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep talking about. This creator does pure variety on the channel, but a lot of stories to be told. They give us a little bit of information on the about section here. Lots of our friends are going to help us with healthy eating, healthy living, keto-based diets, carnivore diets, things like that. When we think about the idea of a diet, most of our creator friends are going to push us towards the idea of a lifestyle as opposed to just a diet. It's easy to start something and stop something, but if we can commit to something, then it can be really helpful. And In the Middle of a Forest will help us with that. They've got a few shorts here that have done really well, 22,000. They got one over 100,000 and one over 143,000, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. So they were just on earlier today, and they seem to be streaming really frequently. So hopefully I'll catch you you for another one of these. I got notification bells on for every single channel. Hopefully all of us do, and that's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. Thank you again for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen, and then we get back to spinning the wheel. And there you go. Yes, Santa Claus, North Pole, Canada. The cookie diet is working well. Hooked by Blair is still here. Coach Juliet Edens is still in the house. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. And thank you for the share, Fuzzy Adventures, and more. And then, yeah, Palazzo Place Pizza Day. I have a feeling tomorrow's going to be one of those days. I've got a very long drive. I got to, for my full-time gig, I got to go do something 3.5 hours away. Our Canadian friends will know where Windsor is, and I got to head over there tomorrow and back. And I'll literally only be there for maybe an hour. But part of my full-time gig now, I'm a food safety chemical technician, which means I do service calls a lot of the time for chemical equipment and things like that. And it maybe sounds more glamorous than it is, but it's an okay gig. And I get to be unsupervised a lot of the time, which is wonderful. And then Santa Claus, North Pole, Canada, we're going to talk about in a second. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. In a past life, I was a crazy, silly, fresh DJ, and I used to, I had a couple of years where I was actually traveling all over the northeastern United States, all the way to Boston, Providence, Hartford, down to even New Jersey a little bit, Philadelphia. I spent a lot of time in Harrisburg, and all the way over to things like Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, up to Chicago and Green Bay and this and that. Anywhere you could drive to, let's just say. But those long drives, I went to New England every month for probably 1.5 years, something like that. And it's a 9-hour drive just to Boston from where I am, basically. So what I would do is I would, first of all, grab a cooler with a bunch of stuff. But on the day that I had to go, I would usually probably get a pizza and eat the thing all day and night. It would be like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I wish I wouldn't talk about that so much, but boy, do I ever love pizza. Santa Claus, North Pole, Canada is a very interesting channel. It's a one of a kind. I've not seen another channel like this before, even outside of the Tuber Chat family. But this is where we can get individual messages to and from Santa Claus. And this is a really, really cool idea, and you see what I'm talking about right there. So I think a lot of people can find a place for a channel like this in their collection of subscriptions, and especially for the purpose that it brings. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 1,200 views now on one of these, which is great to see, and they've done a few live streams as well. So this channel is going to be very active about a week from now. So you can keep that in mind and think about messages you might wish to have delivered to or from Santa Claus. And then the Numismaniac is a channel. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. This is another fellow Canadian that comes to us from Edmonton, Alberta. This creator is going to help us understand the differences between precious metals or numismatic collectible coins or other types of collectibles. This is really cool. They've got a zipline video on their channel. I'm going to actually put that in my catch-up list as well, because I just want to see that. I happen to have one also here in Niagara Falls. Not the biggest fan of things like that, but I have been on a couple of zip lines, and the one in Niagara Falls is very casual. takes about 45 seconds to go down. It's not one of those ripping fast things, but I'll see what you've got here. The Numismaniac is very community minded, if that's the way we put that. I think there's a better way to say that, and they'll show us how we can take our valuables and collectibles and keep them nice and organized and of high value, because it's very important. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 900 views, 1700 on another one. There's that winter weather I like to talk about all the time. Edmonton, I think, gets it worse than we do in Toronto and Niagara Falls. And lots of live streams. There's the Skipper right there, as he's known on his channel. He's got lots of guests that join him. He'll give us either some history on the channel as well, and maybe even challenges. He's been known to do giveaways more than once. This creator's over 1,100 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards the 1,200 we know they must be thinking about. Target Prime Rib, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Oh, are you actually from Windsor? Forgive me for not remembering that if you mentioned that before, the Numismaniac. Yeah, I have to head there tomorrow. I won't be able to spend any time there. I just got to go do something hopefully quick, and then I'll end up right back. Crafty Witch 232, good to see you in the house. I can't remember for the life of me who was looking for you just about 20 minutes ago. And One Nature Guy also dropped a super chat. Let me see what we can do about getting their channel going. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay, because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And then, yeah, Desert Living, I'm just going to ask you to cut that stream if you don't mind. And the reason why is because the YouTube copyright system is actually automatic. And what can happen is they have something kind of called a copyright match tool. I'm not sure if that's exactly the right way that you describe this, but many times I've been involved with different channels in copyright issues. And we're not talking about copyright claims that come from music or audio. We're talking about copyright strikes that can damage a channel. And like I said, that system is somewhat automatic. So what I would recommend, it's a different thing when people are doing things like live streaming on platforms like StreamYard, when you have a guest, or like most people are familiar with Zoom and things like that. But yeah, it is a very dangerous thing. And the reason why I say that is, if somebody hasn't looked at their copyright system yet and gone into the YouTube studio as a YouTube partner, what can happen is they'll go in there for the first time, but find that much of their content has been copied, or at least several times. And what you do is you just go down a list and you just click like remove, 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 remove. And it's very easy to do that without noticing that a friend is in that list, because a lot of times people just steal content and put it up on their own channels and stuff like that. And I've been through that before as well. But one of the biggest mistakes I think I've made on my personal channel in the beginnings of my YouTube journey, many years ago, I was not involved at all, but just filming with something called the Freedom Convoy. And it was a very popular, newsworthy subject at the time. And what happened is there was people that were restreaming content from myself and other creators, and then they just take your name off it. They put their own name and stuff like that. So without realizing that I should take a second to think about it, what I did was go through the list of people who had copyrighted and just like hammer, remove right now, remove right now, remove right now, where you could have given them a bit of a chance to take this stuff down. And I'm pretty convinced that I've got a couple of like real haters now. I get at least one thumbs down on every video, every stream I ever put out. and I'm pretty sure it's because I copyright strike a few different people, and boy did I hear it. I got an email from somebody snapping, losing their mind, and everything else. So I'm making way too much of a big deal about it, and I tend to be way too conservative and strict and skittish, if we want to use that word, when it comes to these kinds of things. You probably don't have to worry about it as much as I say so, or as much as I do, if you get my drift. But I always err on the side of caution, because I have seen channels taken down for copyright violations. And boy, what a headache that is. Imagine all the work you've done and to just have it gone, and there's nothing you can do after. So it's just an idea. But I just wanted to mention that, because there can be I've been through this before, but there's a lot of people who haven't, and God forbid you start making enemies just because somebody didn't take the time to stop and ask you to remove content or something, and you don't want copyright strikes. It's very possible to get 3 in a row and just have your channel gone. You could wake up tomorrow and your channel's gone, and you're just like, oh, now I got to figure out what happened. So it's, horrible experience, and I've seen people go through it. Cabarar Universe, good to see you in the house. That's Cabarar Gaming with a second channel. They've been a longtime friend as well. And we're going to talk about a brand new channel here, One Nature Guy. I'm not sure if they're still in the chat, but hopefully so. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. And this is a brand new channel. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do is take one of their videos. I usually look for something much longer than 3 minutes, actually. I'll take your 4:16 video, the longest one you've got here. I'll put that, or I don't think it's, I'll take a longer video. I'll take one of these hour-long videos. I'll put this into my watch later list. And what that will allow me to do is, after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list, and I will watch some of and run most of that video. I will give you your thumbs up and leave a meaningful, genuine comment. I'll subscribe and put the notification bell on like I always do. And that should make our connection stick. And then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well, so you don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here every 3 days. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. And then, just as a note, our moderators will always knock out any self-promotion, just because we've been doing that for many years. I see that Hooked by Blair is going to go live right now. They might still be on after we're done and after Michael's Adventures premiere, another hour or so from now. Crooked Peach is coming up, and I'm going to try to speed things up when we get back. We're going to take a break for 3.5 minutes. Right before we do that, I'm going to play a clip. We saw Edna's World in the chat earlier today. She's probably live right now as well, but she tells us her opinion on how to get more than 10,000 subscribers. So I noticed that you also mentioned subscribers for a quick second there when you're talking about especially the effects you put on the screen or the end of your video. Don't forget to subscribe, things like this. What else can you tell us, especially for anybody just starting their YouTube journey, about how to get more subscribers for their channel?
Still back to just asking. Like, you would be surprised how many people don't say subscribe to my channel.
No.
Just a simple hit that subscribe button, I would appreciate it. I don't do a whole lot of promoting, but promoting your channel works very well. I think honestly, if people can feel like they have a connection to you, if you're talking, if you're giving great information, if they sort of feel that vibe, they're going to naturally be like, oh, I like this person. But sometimes people will watch and just never subscribe. And sometimes it's just because they just don't think about it. It's like, oh, I didn't even realize I wasn't subscribed to you. So that one little ask is sometimes all the people need to just, subscribe to the channel. I think also realizing that not everybody is going to subscribe. Realizing that they might watch your video, but for whatever reason, they just don't want to subscribe to it. Or they just come there for that one reason, that to see that video, and now they're going to go. I think having people promote you is a good thing. And that's also something I think should naturally happen.
Okay.
I know a lot of us, when we start out, we think we have the best ideas, the best personality, and we're going to blow up overnight. And it just doesn't happen like that in the real world. You know, it's going to take time, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with, you might never hit 10,000 subscribers, and that's okay. Be there for the 400 that are coming back, you know?
Yes.
Be there for the ones that are coming back and show them that you appreciate them being there, because eventually those are the ones that will mention your name to somebody else.
Yes.
Or, you know, those, if they don't, but they're still coming back. So we have to be okay. And I think that's what a lot of new vloggers need to learn. You have to be okay that you might not blow up. You might not be as fabulous as you think you are. You know, somebody is still going to be like, no, I don't like her. And that's okay. That's okay.
And we'll go for 3.5 minutes and come right back. All right, we're just about back. We're looking at Crooked Peach, and then Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I only take a break whenever we get through a certain number of channels. Like, let's say we get through 5 or 6 channels, depending on how much I'm talking. If it's been like 20 minutes or half an hour, then we might take that break. But it's really so that I can keep my voice going. You can hear it gets a little bit strained as the stream goes on. And it should be fine, though. We'll see. Crooked Peach is up on the screen right now. So this is another longtime friend, but they grabbed a membership today. So I had them on the wheel. We spun. They've come up. They're working on 3,600 subscribers, which is great to see. I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos and put that into my catch-up list. Now, Crooked Peach has got quite a bit of information on their About section, which is great to see. But as for content, this is a creator. I've still got to get through the channel to get to know exactly their variety of videos. They've got a couple thousand views on a couple of these live streams, which is, or pardon me, shorts videos, which is great to see. One at 3,900, one at 9,500. Lots of outdoor content on this channel, and then they've got live streams over here as well. So they've been doing quite a few live streams, especially lately. My goodness, almost daily. And hopefully I'll catch you for one of these. I got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other, of course. And then Crooked Peach is monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. And then Butler Family Farm up on the screen right now. This is everybody's BFF. This is Jerry and Susan together. They actually share the camera work on this channel. They connect with a lot of other creators. They have got meetups large and small. They've met up with maybe more creators than anybody else we know in the Superchat family. As a matter of fact, they recently took the cruise to Alaska we were talking about. That's an example where a handful of creators were together. And Butler Family Farm is an interesting channel. They bring us homesteading style content where they have 116 acres of farmland, including a lot of livestock. And they've got cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, cats, dogs, bees, and koi. And then Butler Family Farm also brings us into their home. And then Jerry brings us into the shop. He does a lot of woodworking. They do a lot of cooking and things like that. They live stream every week, giving us a chance to hang out with them. They introduce us to tons of other creators, whether they're at a meetup or doing a StreamYard panel. Butler Family Farm posts frequently. They usually post multiple times a week. They've got shorts on their channel. These have done really well, getting into 10,000, 12,000 views. One at 54,000 that's still getting views. And then live streams on the channel, like I said, they're on every Monday at 6:45 Eastern. And they've got a special live stream coming up this week. They're Simply Jan Homestead as well with them. And like I said, they got guests with them all the time. Oh, is the 11th going to fall on Monday? I wasn't even looking at a calendar. Or is that going to be a separate... Oh, that's a special live stream. No, I'm mistaken about that. Yeah, they're going to be on Monday. Is it going to be Thursday, Veterans Day? We call it Remembrance Day in Canada. And but we celebrate for the same reason. Butler Family Farm is a channel. Now, Jerry mentioned the idea of using the promotion system to grow the channel rapidly and is willing to share information for anybody that would like to consider that kind of promotion for your channel or that method of growth. And then Butler Family Farm obviously has their check mark now in the chat, and I'll give you a spoiler alert and tell you they got their play button on the wall as well. And then Tuesday. Oh, I'm mistaken. I can't count for some reason. Hopefully everybody will connect with Butler Family Farm, and they're here with us for just about every stream as well. And like I said, they've got a ton of different content. They're working hard on the channel. They're connecting with a lot of other creators, and they'll allow and encourage people to connect in the same way we do here. Most people in the Superchat family will allow and encourage that, so you'll meet lots of friends with anybody you connect with here, but Butler Family Farm is another example. And then Just Jason Keto's coming up in a second. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Pardon me. So Just Jason Keto is up on the screen right now. Sometimes I forget to turn my microphone on again. Like I say, I make as many mistakes as anybody, sometimes even more. But thank you for catching that, Pete. Just Jason Keto is a fellow Canadian. I've actually met up with him a few times. He's only a couple hours away from me. And he's going to help us with healthy eating, healthy living. He usually gives us something motivating to see on his banner before we even get into the channel, and he changes that up frequently as well. Just Jason Keto is known for a lot of product reviews, but a lot of recipes as well. He's probably into the hundreds now. He's very known for chaffles and making different experiments and flavors of chaffles. If you haven't seen these yet, he's the perfect creator to connect with to learn what these are. But he's also got lots of other recipes on the channel, and what I immediately liked about Jason's content, as soon as I started seeing the first couple of recipes on this channel, they're all literally simple and easy to make, and they all only feature a few ingredients. And he's got a new video right now. He just put this out today, so forgive me, I crashed right into you again, Jason, today. This creator is going to give us product reviews as well, but between the recipes and product reviews, we're going to find information about ingredients and how they're going to affect us, especially when we're thinking about a keto-based diet or lifestyle. Now, I say product reviews, and what I'm talking about are things you might find in a grocery store, a health food store, marketed towards keto. It's a different thing when we really understand what we're getting involved with and how the ingredients of those things are going to affect us. But this is where Jason and his community can help us. He does traditional product reviews as well, though, like a lot of things around the kitchen, or like this barbecue, for instance. Once in a while, he might do something different, like unbox a GoPro, or take us on a trip if he happens to be visiting another city or taking a vacation or anything like that. He's been known to go hundreds of miles away to get informative content from places like Ketopalooza. He invites a lot of guests on his channel. Kendra from Consume the Goodness was in the chat. She might still be here today. She's been on the channel a few times. They've collaborated. She does a lot of that. He's also doing a lot of collaborating and in live streams as well. He's got plenty of guests. Now, shorts give us a little bit of a hint here about healthy looking and grilling content that is doing 5,000, 6,000 views. One which I've seen this one, it's at 22,000 views, more than 22,000 views. And I promise you it's entertaining, so it's worth the watch, and it's a traditional short, so I think it's only 15 seconds long. Just Jason Keto as well has got live streams on the channel. Now, he's on every week at 7:30 Eastern on Thursdays. I'm assuming you're going to be on tomorrow, Jason. And then he's got lots of guests. There's Kendra again, but he's got other guests that join him. Rockin' Keto Amy, Rockin' Coach Amy now was on the channel not too long ago. He's got plenty of guests that share information, but whether he's got a guest or whether it's Jason himself, he's got a vibrant community that helps with information and opinion when it comes to questions and comments we might have in the chat. So you see another couple of guests here. Often he will do something a little bit different, like that Homestead Hangout. I talked about this earlier on Matt and Mouse's channel, where they simulcasted this. And then there's the Instant Pot. I referenced that earlier today. He might bring us a cook-along live stream and a multicam setup. And he really puts a lot of consideration into bringing different things for the audience around the same theme of healthy eating, healthy living, and a keto-based diet or lifestyle. He's expecting to be on tomorrow, so we'll wait and see. I understand now. I don't think it's anywhere similar, but Jason also, as a full-time gig, is a technician of a different type, and he's been at it much longer than I have. I've just started a full-time gig as a technician, but I understand not being able to predict the day. I'm assuming you're working tomorrow. Not being able to predict the day or the time home and things like that. And we'll see. But Just Jason Keto is usually on every week, and he drops a video at least once a week as well. Today was an extra one, but he's usually dropping one on the weekends. And he usually puts those out in advance as well, so we can catch a premiere. So hopefully everybody will connect with Just Jason Keto and try to push him towards the 6,800 subscribers this fellow Canadian is looking for towards. He's also a beloved and dedicated moderator and member here. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Another beloved and dedicated moderator here is Hilda DC. And she's been with us from the beginning as well. There's many creators who've been with us for the last 5 years and even longer. Hilda is one of those, but she's known as one of the most encouraging creators that I've met in my YouTube journey. She has positive affirmations that flow throughout her content, including today's premiere, yesterday's premiere that she dropped. I was there for that. It came out right after Scratch and Pete PA. And all of our moderators are dear friends of each other, and they all have different channels and do different things, but they all allow us to connect the same way we do in Superchat. Now, she's also monetized, and that means Super Chats and memberships available to support her with. And Hilda DC is working on 2,700 subscribers. She does a mix of different types of videos, a lot of cooking and a lot of taste test product reviews, as well as some interesting food combinations in some of her videos. And then this creator might do something different once in a while, take us on a trip, give us a review of something around her hometown, or take us for an outdoor story to be told or look around. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 2,900, 6,200 views, one at 47,000 views, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel as well. And she goes live occasionally, but this is the kind of creator who's so supportive to others that she can basically go live anytime she wants, and she'll have a flood of support coming into the chat because of how much she does for other people, if that makes sense. And then hopefully everybody will connect with Hilda DC and all of our moderators. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then Jen from Palazzo Place, a very enthusiastic creator. This creator brings us a lot of outdoor content. One of the things you're going to find pretty quickly is that the weather can really change in a snap on this channel. I'm just going to grab the latest video. She's got a couple of furry friends she brings along for the YouTube journey here, as you can see. but a lot of outdoor content, like I said. And then she started the channel off with quite a few shorts now. I think she's getting into, dozens of shorts, which is great to see. And when we look at how these are doing, we see that these have started now to get well over 2,000 views, 2,200, 2,600, 4,200 views on another one. Mostly outdoor content, which is interesting to see. And then this creator's working on 900 subscribers, so we'd love to push her a little bit farther towards that milestone as well. And then prepped for Eternity Homestead. It's good to have you here. Forgive me for not being certain. I think this is your first time here. But I make mistakes as much as anybody, so forgive me if I'm wrong about that. And then let's spin the wheel, and we'll get another channel ready to go. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. So the source is coming up right now. The source 479 is the handle if anybody needs it, but you can match that avatar in the search results pretty easily. When we look at what this channel is doing, they got a few different things. So the creator behind the channel will give us a chance to get to know them. They'll bring a little bit of random content, but what they're known for around here is the idea of supporting other creators. I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos, put that in my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep talking about that I use to keep caught up or get caught up with other creators. It's just got a fun name. And then when we look at what the source has got going on here, they do a lot of promoting of other channels. So they're known for a lot of streams like this where they got StreamYard panels. They'll chop videos out of that. Lots of shorts. These feature more random content, but getting into 1,000 views, 1,200, 1,500, and then live streams on the channel. So you notice this glorious, colorful support wheel, as they call it, and this gives you an opportunity to connect with creators. And they've got a few interesting ideas for putting a twist on the kind of thing we're doing here. Lots of creators will allow people to connect in a very similar way. It's not that there's a right way or a wrong way to connect or even to do like these growth streams. There used to be thousands of them, if not at least hundreds, when I started this, and it wasn't my idea. I was inspired by people who said, when I offered the idea of starting a channel, or came up with the idea of starting a channel that was doing the same thing they were doing, they basically said, we'll help you build it. They didn't say, don't do it, don't copy us, and go do your own thing, and there's too many, and blah, blah, blah. It was the opposite. And it's great to see that tradition continuing right now, because the source has vibrant live streams, a vibrant community, lots of people supporting each other, very excited about what he's doing on the channel. And when you look at some of the videos and live streams, you see a lot of interviews as well. So he's putting a real focus on bringing other creators to the forefront on his channel. I believe very wholeheartedly, you hear me say it a million times, the more we give to other people, the more we get back for ourselves. But in order for all of this to work, we must give much more than we expect to receive. And this creator's a perfect example. When they started coming into the Tuber Chat live streams many months ago now, they started bringing new friends to us right away and sending new friends. I think we get at least one new friend from the source probably every stream. They're on more often than we are here. We're on usually every 3 days or so. But this creator, every week, if not every stream, we've got new friends coming in from the source, which is great to see. So hopefully everybody will connect with them. And then Rushing Wind Mountain is coming up next. So let's take another quick break. We'll just go for the 3.5 minutes right now, and then we will come right back. All right, we're just about back. I dropped a link there for Michael's Adventures. His premiere's going to start in just over 10 minutes. He'll put a nice intro on that for us, but he will be on for about half an hour, and that will give us a chance to continue connecting exactly the same way we are today. So what I will ask from everybody right now, for anybody who's still listening or in the chat, is for anybody that is going live tonight. I know Crafty Witch 232 is on just about every day. I'm not sure if I read the chat earlier today. I'm not sure if they're going to be on, but you can let us know, or anybody else that's going to be on. And Michael's Adventures, like I said, he'll be on for half an hour, but that'll have us at 8:30 ish in the Eastern time zone. And then I know there's lots of content on Wednesdays, and we'll see. So, Fever Dream Animation, good to have you in the house. Rushing Wind Mountain is Ruby. This creator's been with us from pretty much the beginning as well, about 5 years, if you can believe that. The latest video, quite lengthy. This creator's known for bringing us almost an ASMR type of content, pleasing audio, pleasing visuals, and always featuring nature and wildlife. And this creator is growing rapidly, as we can see, but they've experimented with all sorts of different videos. You can find anything from a minute to 12 hours long on this channel, and you get an idea from the thumbnail sort of the things that they're bringing to us. Oh my dear goodness, thank you, Scratch and PP. I don't know what my problem is. So let's have a look at Rushing Wind Mountain's channel. This is what I'm talking about. I don't know why I can't see the things right in front of me. I'm serious. Even with my glasses on, I can't see things that are right in front of me. I don't know what on earth is up with that. So forgive the rant. So Rushing Wind Mountain, like I said, brings pleasing audio and visuals when it comes to nature and wildlife. Like I said, they've got a lengthy video here, but I've got that in my my catch-up list now. And you get an idea from the thumbnail, some of the things that they're bringing to us here. And then shorts on this channel feature a mix of both, but some of the humorous moments here come from some of the wildlife that you'll see. They've actually got a brand new shorts video. It's brand new to me. I'm not sure when they put this up, but within the last probably week or two, I think. And this video, this short, is probably still getting views at 39,000, which is great to see. They already had some at 11, 13, even 16,000 views. And then they're monetized, of course, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there, and live streams on the channel. And they have experimented a lot with both horizontal and vertical, or landscape and portrait, and more of the same, pleasing audio, pleasing visuals. And again, these can go anywhere from a few minutes to hours long as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Rushing Wind Mountain. Not only are they here with us for just about every single stream for as long as I can remember, they've been with us as a supporter, like as a member of the Tuber Chat family for like 5 years now. But I see Rushing Wind Mountain out there supporting other people when I'm bouncing in between premieres and live streams all the time, and it's always been that way. So hopefully everybody will connect with Rushing Wind Mountain. I'm going to drop the link again for Michael's Adventures. And then we're going to get to Jesse Journals and Unboxes. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. I keep looking over. I got a window beside me, not close enough to see, but beside me over there, and I can see how pitch dark it is outside. And it's really kind of odd to me. I keep thinking it's like 9 or 10 p.m., but it's not even 8. My dear goodness, where I am in the Eastern time zone. So Jesse Journals and Unboxes, this is a creator that posts with great consistency, especially over the last at least year, if not longer. She posts every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern as a minimum. Once in a while, she has more than one video per week. But this creator has, over the years, evolved both the channel, her content, and her support for all of us has increased. That's a tough thing to do when you're following more and more creators over your YouTube journey. But Jessie Journals and Unboxes is working towards 2,700 subscribers now as well, and she has unboxed over the years just about anything that you can. She does haul videos as well, lots of happy mail because she collaborates with other creators as well. And lately she's bringing a lot more crafting supplies, and then she shows us what she makes with those crafting supplies as well, hence the idea of the journaling, unboxing, and collages and things like that. So sometimes she gets into subscription services, sometimes it's hauls from popular sites like Temu and things like that, and then she features a lot of the things she finds in the unboxing videos in the shorts on the channel. And this can feature washi tape, bath and beauty products. She's got snacks in here, jewelry, crafting supplies, and stationery, and even more. And then some of these have done well, 1,500, 2,300 views on a couple of these shorts videos. Live streams are occasional on this channel, but Jessie is so supportive to others that she can basically go live anytime she wants, and she will have a flood of support in the channel, similar to what I talked about with Hilda DC, similar to a channel we still have yet to see tonight, Canadian Family Life. These creators are out there supporting others much more than they expect to be supported, and for that reason they get a flood, literally, it's the only way I can put it, a flood of support when they're live streaming or dropping premieres. And thank you, it's me, Alec. I'll get you back on the wheel in a quick second here. Cabra, our universe is coming up. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then, so one of the questions I was asked actually recently is the idea, like, because I whine and complain about how we've had to have routers, and like our modems and routers are usually one piece these days. And we have decent internet, you know, we have like traditional high-speed internet over cable and all this, even in Niagara Falls, Canada. But when we think about routers and modems, you can go out there and buy your own. The problem I think we've had here, we also have power flickers all the time. It's rare that the power goes out for more than a few minutes, but it happens often. It's weird because Niagara Falls is actually an energy provider. They make a lot of the electricity, if you want to put it that way. That's what Niagara Falls is kind of all about. And because of those power outages, I learned at a very young age with computers that any kind of a lightning strike, any kind of a power brownout or blackout can just destroy electronics like motherboards and things like that. So I'm assuming that's the problem, because we've been through 4 or 5 of these modem router things over the last many years. So I don't imagine that buying my own will be any different. So what I've done now, which I didn't do before, was put a UPS on it. I mean, even the cheapest one I can find on Amazon is still $100. I happen to have one that I can use for that and shift some things around, which is great. But it is important for us to protect our equipment. Laptops don't need the same protection as desktops, because you know when you have a laptop battery, and I'll try to show you the thing I'm talking about right now. For a laptop, often you have one of these plugs, right, where you've got the huge brick in the middle. So that also seems to have some kind of a power conditioner type thing. You know how you can like unplug your laptop and nothing happens? It's still working and everything's fine. That's the idea behind these uninterrupted power supplies, as they call them, UPS, a battery operated one. So desktops need that protection though, and it's just an idea, but I think that's the problem. And then all the UPSs seem to have surge protection. I don't know if surge protection actually helps. My personal opinion is that that's a marketing trick, because electricity, nothing moves faster than electricity, or the speed of light, let's just say. I have a hard time believing anything man-made can catch up to that speed. But I could be wrong. I'm not saying I know anything about it or anything like that. I know about computers, but not electronics, let's say. And then that might solve the problem around here for the brownouts and things like that. But we'll see. So fingers crossed. But I wouldn't go and buy a router or a modem of my own right now, knowing that we have that problem all the time. Because if you buy your own, then you're, it's too bad when the thing cakes or breaks or whatever we want to call it. Cabaret Universe is up on the screen right now, and this is a longtime friend. They've mixed up their channel, it looks like, to a few different things here. They were known as Cabaret Gaming, but they've got a few different things. And am I mistaken? Have they still got the Cabaret Gaming channel? I'll have to see if I'm getting this mistaken, because they might have renamed this channel here. Cabaret Universe is over 6,000 subscribers now, over 6,200 actually. And I'm just going to grab the latest video. This looks like some classic film. I'll put that into my catch-up list. They're known for gaming. They're also bringing music and shorts on the channel. When we look at shorts, we'll see what they're doing here. Some of these have gotten into 15,000, 48,000, 167,000 on one of these. So this is the Cabaret Gaming channel. I recognize the shorts videos here. And then lots of live streaming as well. There's our friend right there. I've caught them for live streams many times. They've been with us about 5 years as well. And they mix up the games on the channel. They tend to do series. So you notice they're playing like Pokemon all at once. But then they've got, like, if we sift through the channel, we'll find more Grand Theft Auto. We'll find Brothers in Arms is a game I don't really know, even though we've got some friends playing it. I just haven't seen it enough. Call of Duty, obviously, and other popular titles. And Cabaret Gaming as well. Let me just see if they've got... I'm not sure if they're still running the second channel. Maybe not. Cabaret Vlogs and Adventures. And then Cabaret Universe. Just please let me know if you are, and I'll try to find that. But otherwise, they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And Cabaret Universe is known to give us tutorials as well for our computer journey, if that makes sense, or our online services and things like that. It's Me Alec is coming up. Let me see if I can get to this channel. I often find when you have a name that's got these special characters or emojis that you have to remove them to get them to come up in the search results. But there's It's Me Alec right there. And then Michael's Adventures premiere has started. So anybody's free to go over there at any time. We'll raid into there in another 5 minutes or so. And I'll come over there afterwards also. And then It's Me Alec is up on the screen. This is an enthusiastic creator. Sometimes they do some live streams. They've done a few food reviews and things like that in videos. 175 subscribers now, which is great to see. And then shorts, they've got into 1,400, 1,500 views on a couple of these. Live streams on the channel are fairly frequent. We'll see when they're going to bring these out. It looks like they got a few planned for December, but I'm sure they'll be on before that. They did one a couple of days ago. Can't remember the last time I caught you. What was this? 7 months ago, my dear goodness. Hopefully I'll catch you for another live stream soon. It's Me Alec, of course, a very enthusiastic creator, but they like promoting other creators as well. And then Desert Livin'. So typically it has to do with how active everybody is in the chat. Some streams we get to more people than others, but today was an overly busy day. So I'll ask right now for everybody to forgive me for the channels we did not get to today. I've got a list in the background here. So this is a feature that comes with Streamlabs, and you don't have to use the desktop to use it. It's web-based as a chatbot, but it's got these statistics in the background, and then you can see that if I refresh the page, it's going to give us a list that I can order based on activity, like Scratch and PPA at the top, of course, M&T Living It, Fuzzy Adventures, and Morikawa Vlogs, for instance. All the usual suspects are up at the top of the list, right? And then when I need names for the wheel, I go to that list. But today was a pretty busy day. We're always busy here, but today was overwhelmingly busy, so you know what I mean. And then some days we get to more channels than others, and it depends on how much I talk as well. Crafty Witch 232 is coming up. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And then just as another quick note, any of the channels that you see here that are moderators, and most other channels in the Tuber Chat family, but guaranteed any of our moderators will let you connect on their channels the same way we are here. Most creators will, and they'll mention it in their live streams and things like that, but guaranteed all of our moderators. So we're going to go over to Michael's Adventures channel in another couple minutes here. I won't run the ending song today. We'll just go right over there, because we're kind of over time. But then we can have another half hour of connecting with creators. So Crafty Witch 232 is up on the screen right now. And I didn't catch, Andy, if you said you're going to be on tonight. But this creator now is working on 4,500 subscribers. They've got another video here. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. They post videos occasionally, but they're starting to do members-only content, which is cool. Lots of different types of crafts here, and they actually mention that in their About section. They do a mix of a lot of different things. But when we get into shorts here, you start to get an idea of the pop culture references that inspire a lot of things that they make, and I came to learn after many months of knowing this creator that they're actually selling a lot of the things that they make. It's the reason why they make them. A lot of crochet, a lot of 3D printing, a lot of cross stitch. Then there's other ideas here as well. But you see some of these shorts have gotten 10,000, 14,000 views on a couple, and then lots of live streams. So they were on yesterday. I'm unsure whether they're going to be on today, but we'll wait and see what Andy has to say. And then this creator is just killing it with these live streams, right? Vertical live streams seem to do really well. I've noticed over the last few months, or at least the last couple of months, that they seem to really be doing well. Some creators are just flying. I've seen a couple of people like Lisa's Got Style and Destined to Recover. Those two creators are just killing it. Their channels are exploding because they're on, Lisa's Got Styles on frequently, but Destined to Recover has been on for daily almost. They're able to live stream while they work. It's out of control. Imagine being able to do that. And they do a good job of keeping up with the chat as well. So I think they're close to 10,000. They might have even passed it already. Crafty Witch 232. Hopefully everybody will connect with, and they will be on probably an hour from now, maybe even sooner. So we know that right after Michael's Adventures, there'll be fresh content on this channel, and you'll probably see most of us in there as well. And then thank you, Judgment Day Mike Harper. We're looking at Canadian Family Life. I've actually got something special from her because Canadian Family Life gets her whole family involved in her channel, but her husband's got his own channel. I'll talk about that too. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Oh, one of my lights went out there too. Canadian Family Life, like I said, gets the whole family involved in this family channel. They do a few different things. They do a lot of food bank grocery hauls. I'm going to take the latest one, put that in my catch-up list right now. They did some Halloween content here. I didn't see that one. They recently took a trip to Ontario. I feel terrible. I wish I could have met up with them, but they're 6 hours away where they went to from where I am. And Tiffany does a lot of baking on the channel. The whole family gets involved. Like I said, they're starting to do more product reviews on the channel as well. Tiffany has been inspired by and continues to inspire other creators, if that makes sense. And then they do a little bit of a mix. She did some almost vlogging style videos. Was it last? Yeah, Christmas, Vlogmas. And I wonder if we'll expect the same thing. We'll put her on the spot and ask her right now if she's going to do that. Shorts on this channel. These have gotten into 5,200, 5,600 views on a couple of them. And then live streams on the channel as well. And this is another creator, like I said, that goes live occasionally. But she can basically go live anytime she wants. And she will have a flood of support in the chat because of how much she does for other people. I run into Canadian family life every day in somebody's premiere or live stream, usually more than one. When we look at Chris's Creation Fun, this is Tiffany's husband's channel, and he's doing a lot of 3D printing, working on solar equipment, do-it-yourself videos. He's got a brand new video here, actually. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That's from just a few days ago. He's over his 100 subscribers, which is great to see. We'd love to help push him towards the 200 we know he must be thinking about. There's shorts on the channel as well. These have started out, and we're expecting likely to see much more. So hopefully everybody will connect with Canadian Family Life and Chris's Creation Fun. And again, thank you everybody for the time that you spent today. I really do appreciate every moment. I hope everybody will thank our moderators for what they do. They help me make this look easy, but you'll meet more friends with all of them. We're going to go find that out right now with Michael's Adventures, and I'll see everybody over there. Thanks again, everyone. Bye-bye.